Oh, it doesn't show up. I don't have a notification.
Just thinking about it. Hey, there we are. All right. The gang is all here. Welcome to Talking Heads, everyone. Episode 215 and our 4th annual holiday special. Your once-weekly live show for the latest in beer and tech news right here on Talking Heads. I'm Jeff.
I'm John. I'm John. I'm Santa.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Wednesday night or in podcast form over on anchor.fm or wherever your favorite podcasts are found. If you've never seen the show before, we talk beer, we talk tech, we talk games, pop culture, entertainment, usually some Star Trek. We read all super chats on the air so long as they will not permanently demonetize my channel. If you are drinking a beer along with us tonight, let us know in the chat and we will give some early show shoutouts as we go along. It can also be a non-alcoholic beverage. We are a pretty welcoming group as far as that goes. And if you like the content you see on this channel and want to help support us in what we do, consider joining the Patreon. Link is down in the video description. As a bonus, you'll get access to the exclusive Discord server where you can chat with myself, John, Rhett, Steve, all of us. Oh, and Ian.
Yeah, he's there too.
Ian Cuttress is on there too. All the hosts from Talking Heads.
Yeah, we banned him.
Yeah, screw that guy. All the hosts from Talking Heads, and join the awesome and ever-growing community that hangs out over there.
And we do hang out.
Yeah, we do. We let it all hang over there, guys.
Just
Huh?
right on the table, just letting it hang.
Punk. Oh, how's it going, everyone?
Going so good. I'm just wondering when we're all going to crack open a tasty beverage.
I'm very hot. I could use a beer.
Yeah. I'm having fun over here in Plaidland.
Yeah.
So.
Let's do that. So Beer Santa visited you all today.
Yep.
I guess let's start with Rhett. Rhett, what did Beer Santa bring you?
Beer Santa was so generous. I'm excited to crack open my first beer of the night. It is an Impermanence Imperial Milk Stout from Treehouse Brewing out of Massachusetts. It's, like I said, an Imperial Milk Stout brewed with coffee, chocolate, and maple syrup. And it sounds delicious. 9.2%. We're going to crack this open and see what's up.
Nice. John, what do you got?
Actually,
Santa.
Santa.
Santa doesn't have anything.
Regular Santa.
So he does have stuff, but here's the thing. So when Beer Santa came over to my house, I was supposed to give John some of the beers, but we couldn't decide who got what. And so we're just going to split it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So collectively, I guess, what are you guys going to start with?
Yeah.
We're going to go with the Oyster Pale Ale.
That's that little lump of coal in your stocking for you, John.
I'm actually excited to try it. I mean, it sounds good. I like oysters in my beer.
That's what I thought.
It did sound good. Wasn't that one that Jeff, you reviewed on a video or something, right?
Yeah, that was that beer.
It looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Super chat alert. Super chat alert.
Super chat. Let me get to my beer first. I'll get to Zach in a minute.
Oh, you can't.
It's going to steal the show.
Whoa.
Wow.
Zach, what would we do without you? We'd have way worse beer on the show. That's for darn sure. And the lights would be a little bit dimmer. Like, I've been able to turn them up lately. It's been really nice. Zachary with the $500 donation. Let's just get this out of the way now. Merry Christmas, guys. Finding this channel, this cast, and the Discord has been one of the best parts of my 2021.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
How did I get this beer? Away from Steve's studio. Oh, no.
Oh, what a
Wow.
Everybody knows that Santa's bag is like a pocket dimension that you can just...
Beer Santa works in mysterious ways. That's all I can say. Let's see. I'm going to go with one of my Secret Santa gifts, and that is from Omgang Brewing. This is the Rye Barrel Vanilla Stout Limited Release. This one is clocking in at 9.5%. It says serve at 50 or 10 degrees Celsius. It's a little chillier than that, but I'm going to let this one warm up kind of while I'm drinking it. I want to give the full experience as if I got this on draft. So let's get that. Anyone see any beer shout outs to start doling out while I'm pouring
I
this
saw
Somebody's drinking a Sandy M.
delectable beverage?
Yeah, I saw Sandy M in there.
Novella Hub drinking a Sandy M Pirate Stout, one of their
Woo
best
woo.
offerings.
So the brewery baked on the bayou, bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with cocoa nibs, pecans, vanilla beans, and dulce de leche. 12.8.
Nice.
Wow, sounds a good one.
Nice.
William's having a Dragon's Milk, one of our show's favorites.
Reverend's got a Dichotomy Double West Coast IPA from Belching Beaver. Let's see, we got Jason drinking a Red Moon Ale, Peaches for Me IPA, 6.7%. I think, Steve, you've had that one.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
It's good.
For some reason, the Peaches for Me, you saying that just stuck in my head. I don't know why. Peaches for me.
Just remind people of peaches.
Yeah,
All the peach fuzz.
that's right. Michael's drinking a Mad Tree Hazy High Imperial, 9.5%. A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer from Mr. Dwayne. That's a solid choice, gotta say.
I love A&W root beer.
Magic's got an Old Forester 1920. John Jay himself, who sent over that Treehouse beer that you're having right now, Rhett.
Thank you.
Drinking a Kegnog from Grey Sail Brewing.
Kegnog. Huh?
Eggnog.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's a Rhode Island IPA, RI IPA, which I didn't know was a brand of IPA or version.
I've
Why
never
not?
heard of it.
Maybe it is
guess.
now.
Could be.
You know, they're just doing their own thing over there.
Skull's drinking a Darjeeling, spiked with some Templeton rye. That sounds wonderful. All right. Cool. Well, cheers to
Anthony
you
needs a
all
Straw.
for
Cheers.
one heck of a year.
Cheers.
Cheers to my favorite Talking Heads hosts, and cheers to my favorite Talking Heads audience out there.
You know who you are.
The other talking head audience, he just doesn't like them at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one though,
Yeah.
this one's the best.
Anyone that Zachary is in is my favorite one.
There's a milkshake IPA joke in there somewhere.
Probably.
My milkshake
I'm not
brings all
going
the
to attempt this,
IPAs.
though.
So
Well, show's over, I guess.
show's
Well,
over.
it's been,
That was
it's been
it.
great, guys. Merry
Thanks for the
Christmas,
beer.
all you guys.
Mm-mm.
Is John going to be joining us at any point, Santa?
I hope not. Santa's a baller.
It is super hot in this. Oh my gosh.
Told you we could turn the heater off.
Yeah, how is the new
I'm feeling
studio?
I'm feeling good in here. I don't know. It's not bad. It's nice. A little echoey, but it's good.
That'll resolve itself when
It'll
you
resolve-
guys
Mud
finish
and
setting
paint's
up.
good.
Yeah. When I get furniture in here, it'll be better.
Yeah. When you fill a room up with stuff, that actually does way more than just sound deadening or sound dampening an open space will.
Remember how bad Jeff's studio was
Yeah.
on day
Oh
one?
yeah.
Yeah. The copious amounts of whiskey over there is not absorbing the sound enough.
No, the
No.
glass does tend to reflect. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's only because it's the circular bottles help really diffuse the sound waves a
Yeah.
little bit.
I got to get some more of those Kula Hawaiian rums. They come in the octagonal bottles.
There you go.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
get the
For sure.
get the non-90 reflections going.
That's key.
Yeah.
That is key.
Yeah.
It's best for sound deflection.
Well, I have that whiskey. What's that? The Holy Grail bottle. I have that there. That should be at least deadening the sound like 10%.
You got the Sexton bottle, which
No,
is
the
like
problem-
a hexagon.
Well, the problem is, John, you drank half of it, and so you're like 50% louder. So,
Well,
all right. It has definitely been a year.
yeah.
I honestly have no idea what we're going to talk about because on these shows we never really get into any kind of news or anything like that.
It's too hard.
Yeah. So we always just kind of meander. I guess if any of
I've
you
got-
have, yeah, Rhett, go for it.
I've got something.
Yeah.
Let's. This is something maybe we can ease in. We can break the ice. It's 2021. You know, we're supposed to be like, I don't know, staying in and stuff. Presumably, we're like playing games, right?
Mhm.
There's been some great games this year. Has anybody got like a best of 2021 games list?
That's a good question.
I got the most disappointing of 2021, but not
What's that? What's that?
Oh, Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of opted out of Battlefield a long time ago. So
No, I mean the Battlefield with the old
Twen-
maps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was fun. But the new maps and stuff and the new how they do things, I don't like that. It's
gotcha.
playing the old classic 1942 maps and the classic Battlefield 3 maps. Those are fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main game not so great.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of complaining about that online. That's too bad.
Yep.
You know what I wish that they would go back to, because it really peaked for me with Battlefield 2142.
That was a
Yes.
great one.
That game was amazing, and I can't
was my
understand
favorite.
for the life of me why they neglect that. Because, dude, like the Titan mode,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so
That was the
good.
best.
They
I-
tried bringing it back in 4, but instead of like the Flying Titan, it was a
Battleship.
Yeah.
Eh,
But it wasn't the same.
Yep.
It wasn't as fun.
No, yeah, there was really something about that game, and in fact, I was able to port it into my Origin account years ago, maybe like
Mhm.
5 years ago at this point, and there was
Yeah, I
still
have it on mine
servers
too.
going.
Yeah,
It was
me too.
cool.
Yeah.
I jumped on, but it was just like, unfortunately, like none of my save data came with it,
Yeah.
so I had to start over, and everybody was like maxed out, so everybody had, you know,
Everything.
the best, yeah, the
Everything.
best. Exactly. So it was a little hard to get into, but
Yeah.
it's
I will
very
say one of my favorite games of the year is actually a favorite game from like 18 years ago, and that is the Diablo 2 Resurrected pack. I don't know if you guys have bought it or played it or whatever. If you're a fan of Diablo 2, this is a remaster done right. Holy crap. It is the same exact code running with a modern 3D engine on top of it. It is stunningly beautiful. The gameplay is exactly like it was on if you put a Diablo 2 disc into your computer 18 years ago. It's the same gameplay, it's the same items, it's everything else. It's just so well upscaled. It looks absolutely fantastic. That is probably the game that came out this year that I've played most out of any other release.
yeah, for sure. That was a hugely anticipated one.
You know what game I enjoyed? And
Ah.
we only got to play it one time. Oregon Trail. Even though I died.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You just succumbed to illness, I think. It wasn't even dysentery. It wasn't even a good one. It was
I was
just
like, I give
John
up.
died.
It's like we ran out of beer. He died.
Yeah.
He died suicide. He died of a lonely heart.
Let's see. Kren sends over a $20 super chat. Merry Christmas, all. Going up to my country's COVID hub tomorrow. Wish me luck. Also, good day.
Aussie bucks.
Yep. Yeah, 20 Aussie bucks. And Rhett, let's hear your good day.
G'day, mate.
There you go.
It's like I'm in Australia, Mike, right now.
Yeah. You're right. You are in Australia, mate. Huh?
Boy,
Pretty good.
I do
Sounds
all
like a
right in
new-
Australia. Let's dial it back a notch.
That was like a New Zealander trying to do an Australian accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an American trying to do an Australian, but watches way too many New Zealanders.
Too much Lord of the Rings.
Novella
Yeah,
Hub sends over
exactly.
$5. John looks like Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places movie. All he needs is a chunk of meat in his beard.
Yeah. I thought he did have a chunk of meat earlier. I don't know.
I couldn't agree more with that. Worst game of the year. Most disappointing game of the year. Mine, I kind of lean towards Grand Theft Auto, the definitive edition.
Right.
With how much of an absolute cluster that launch plus the the way they treated their community along the way in relaunching that game, going after source ports, which, by the way, source code ports are 100% legal if you do a clean room approach. And from what I understand from reading a bit about those communities, RE3, which is the recreation of the GTA 3 and GTA Vice City engine, those were clean room source ports. So they should be legal, but they got a cease and desist anyway. That, and when you launch an absolute turd of a game which literally just looks like they put the base mechanics into Unreal, upscaled the textures with AI, were too lazy to do anything with text, so they just had AI scan it in, and whatever came out in whatever text they decided to. Animations are broken, quests are broken, there's no fog effect, the list goes on. And I mean, it's one thing to treat your community like crap, but to lay a giant turd on them afterwards in what they actually put out as a definitive remaster, that's embarrassing.
What was this?
Grand Theft Auto, the definitive edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the remasters.
Yeah. The remasters. Yeah.
I hear that they patched a lot of that, but I don't know.
I don't know how you're gonna fix those visuals.
They actually have to work on it if they want to fix the visuals.
Yeah. Well, that's Rockstar for you.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Kren says my impression was pretty good. So, he's the expert.
Well, what does he know?
Whatever.
You didn't throw Macca's in there. Go to Macca's.
Yeah.
Then they'll believe you're Australian.
You just got to use the word pluggers a lot, because apparently that's what
Pluggers.
they call flip-flops.
News to me.
I'm not going to try it right now. Maybe after my second beer.
There you go. Yeah, any other best or worst of the year as far as games go?
Well, since I've been playing a lot of games with my 5-year-old, it's either gonna be Minecraft or Terraria.
Nice.
That's all he wants to play.
Yeah, I get a bunch of Switch games. So I have Yoshi Craft World, Zelda Breath of the Wild, all that. That's been fun because
4
we
years
basically
ago.
almost beat the expansion pack.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Mario Odyssey, we beat that like every day. So,
Yeah, I picked up Odyssey a long time ago, and it's been on my Switch this entire time, and for some reason I just haven't played it.
It's rather enjoyable. It really is.
Every time I pick up my Switch, I'm like, well, I just better try to do 5 more runs through on Hades or something. It's like
there's a
doing?
good contestant for game of the year in Hades.
Hades, yeah.
Hades is really good. It was released in like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
almost,
it
or
was
a year and a half ago. But
yeah.
I only picked it up this year just because I finally completed Hyper Light Drifter, and like that game just left a void in my soul, and it needed to be filled. And I started Googling like, what games can I play that's like Hyper Light Drifter? And people are like, well, play some of the old school Zelda games or play whatever. And somebody's like, nah, dude, play Hades.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like the studio that made Hades all that much. Like they make great games, but they're just not for me. Anyway, I ended up playing Hades.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just got a great game loop. Like anybody who hasn't picked it up, it's just a great little roguelike. And you just do runs and you get magically better and get further and further every time. And some of the abilities you can get are just ridiculous and fun.
A very interesting game visually, I will say.
Yeah, the graphics are great. I think they're all like hand drawn and yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, you just play as like a demigod trying to escape from the underworld, basically.
Yep.
And
As
every
old
time you
as
die,
time.
you just start over.
Probably another one of Zeus's bastard children.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played a lot of that. Also, I ended up getting Disco Elysium on my Switch, which was like a huge time sink because everybody knows I like that
Disco.
game.
Oh yeah.
And having that on my Switch and being able to play that like in bed, it's just like that was just a a time sink for me right there. So otherwise, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous came out. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's been enjoyable. I don't know, looking at other stuff. When did Valheim come out? That's kind of fun. Been playing that recently. That's like the Viking
Viking
survival
building,
one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
I
I
haven't
don't
picked that one
remember.
up yet, but I'm thinking about doing it with the winter sale just starting today. I was thinking about getting it.
Yeah, it's fun. I
Mhm.
picked it up just because I've got a group of guys that are constantly looking for games to play. And so we
Mhm.
play like Deep Rock Galactic, which is another great one,
Mhm.
kind of a squad-based, objective-based shooter. We were doing a lot of other competitive games, and we wanted something that was a little bit more low-key and relaxed. And I picked up Valheim just to see what it was all about, and ended up thinking it was just enough. We could all work together, do this. You can have like at least 10 people on a server or something like that. So it shouldn't be an issue. And we've been having a blast. It's fun. You just progress at your own pace, do whatever you want. We just set silly goals for ourselves. It's kind of like Minecraft in that way. Like sometimes you just like, I'm going to build something that's ridiculous. And you spend time doing that. It's fun.
Yeah,
And it is worth the
Valheim
full
was
price is
released
like
this
20
year. It was
bucks.
back in February. So
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
checked
it was
in.
early this year.
Yep.
And it's only $20. I think it's worth full price, but if you can get it cheaper, like go for it.
I think it's like $15 right now on
Oh,
sale.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I've gotten $15 out of it easily.
Yeah, actually, another one I haven't played too much of it, but of what I played, I had a lot of fun doing it, and that's a Chivalry 2.
Oh
Um,
God, I love the chivalry games.
The first Chivalry game was fun. 2 is just as good, if not better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't played the second one. I did
The
play the
only
heck out of the
reason-
first one. So.
The only reason I haven't played the second one is because it's only on Epic right
Epic,
now.
yeah.
And that's like not a bad thing, but I'm never on Epic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just keep
No,
forgetting.
neither am I, but I got it for free, so
I-
might as well try it.
I don't even have an Epic account.
You guys ever
Right.
play the game where I forget what it's called, but the tree falls down and then you gotta cut up the wood all weekend? Yeah, that's what I've been doing on my weekends.
Oh, Lumberjack Simulator. Of
Yeah.
course.
That's
Yeah.
weird because I was like, is this a Valheim?
Is that from a
joke?
German dev? I bet that's from a German dev.
Logistics simulator.
Yes.
German does it.
You laugh.
Doing my taxes
I
virtually.
played Forklift Simulator, and there's also a shipping and logistics simulator, which is
Yeah.
separate from Forklift Simulator.
I did get Farm Simulator for the Switch so I did.
Farm
I did play a
Simulator,
bit
no
of it.
lie, not a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another super chat. We got American Cosworth chiming in. Honestly, sorry, $5 from American Cosworth. Thank you very much, my friend. Honestly, 4 hours played, Warhammer Total War. Warhammer Total War 2 Hammer Time Edition War of Worlds Edition. Sorry, I literally had a stroke midway through that.
He says he's being sarcastic.
Yes,
with the name.
yeah, parentheses sarcastic, but it literally threw me for a loop. Like I knew he was being sarcastic, but I was trying to read it straight, and I couldn't get through it. Has consumed over 90 hours this past fall.
Yeah, dude, I love the Warhammer Total War games. Like I moved away from Total War kind of right around like I would say like when Rome 2 kind of came out because like I think the really last innovative sort of like historical one they did was like Shogun 2. And then Rome 2 is great, but it didn't really it just kind of felt like they were kind of revisiting ideas that they already had to I don't know, make more money. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't like I didn't lose a lot of time to it like I did Shogun 2. And then the Warhammer Total War games came out, and I love the Warhammer universe, especially the fantasy Warhammer. And yeah, I played the crap out of Warhammer Total War 1, and I have the second one, but I just never played it for some reason. But yeah, fantastic games.
All right. Let's see. Anyone get any new hardware this year? Like-
Yeah.
I attempted to get a new video card
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
I bought a couple new video cards. You just don't want to know what I paid for them.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
I shaved.
There you go. Santa lost his beard.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a lot of new hardware this year. Hardware Santa was good to me.
I'm on, yeah. Hardware Santa.
Yeah, I bet.
I need to get that guy's number. Tell him to leave my shelf the hell alone.
I think you got it.
Let's see. I got today my brand new Pentium 3 processor.
Well, I thought that was a graphics card.
It honestly, to me, looked like from the angle he was holding up and the tiny screen I have him in, it looked like an old Walkman.
I wish I knew some of the Home Alone 2 things with the Talkman.
I was just watching that. Yeah.
Oh
he's
yeah,
like,
the gun.
That's totally what this is.
I
Yeah.
literally just watched the scene where she walks in and she's like, "I hope you're packing. Did you get everything packed?" And he's like, "Yes."
Yes.
Yeah, that was the old Talkman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talkman.
Yep. No, so this is not just a Pentium 3. This is a new old stock Pentium 3. Never used, never installed. Look at that heatsink.
You can still reuse half of that.
You could still eat off that. So gorgeous example. It's not the 1 gigahertz. It's only a 933 because they were wanting like $200 or $300 for a 1 gigahertz.
Wow.
The 933s, I picked it up for $45. So, and yes, I have a slot 1 board, and yes, there might be a video coming on it because I didn't.
Was that a board you just had laying around?
Yes.
Wow.
Jeff doesn't throw anything away. You remember?
Right.
Remember when unpacking his wall.
No. There's a reason one of us has a YouTube channel, okay?
It was like, I have to condone why I have all of this.
Right.
I'd
better make a career out of it, otherwise she's gonna make me sell it all.
I know. Jeff's wife was getting suspicious.
Yeah, I
I
was totally
gotta start a YouTube channel.
I was totally vindicated because I have all this sound equipment. My friend got married over the summer, and they were like, "Our sound equipment guy bailed. What about you? You got sound equipment?" I was like, "Yes, I do.
Do I have
Now
sound
I can-
equipment?
Now I can justify keeping it."
Right.
It got used once. That means I get to keep it forever.
Yep.
I used it a lot, and unfortunately, I forgot how beaten up it all was when I pulled it out. So
Oh.
it was serviceable, but it was
Yeah.
They're like, let's put stuff under tables. The speakers can go under tables. No one can see them.
yeah, and things were rattling. It was. I was a little embarrassed, but I also saved the day, so I guess I can cut myself some slack. No one will remember it except for me.
Yeah. Like no one actually cared. They're like, yeah, this sounds great. Thanks, Rhett. And you're like, God, I can hear that tweeter just popping.
Well, and part of it too is like I didn't want to like leave my best microphones there either.
Mhm.
So I gave like some of my middling microphones.
Yeah.
And some of the folks that were talking that didn't know how to use a microphone.
Yeah.
Struggled with my setup a little bit, but everybody else did great.
You
Do
gotta
I want to
hold it
leave my SM59s? No. They can have the Audio Technicas.
No, I got this from Radio Shack.
By the way,
I said Audio Technica.
the SM58s, and I wouldn't have even left those there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got 2 SM58s and 1 SM59. And then I have a couple Audio Technica mics that we use for karaoke because I picked them up for like $20 a piece. They're solid. I mean, it's not like they're bad microphones, but
I think I also got an SM57, and then I'm on another Shure as well. That's pretty good.
No, actually, I started buying the SM48s for the mid-range stuff. And they're only about $30 a piece.
nice.
See, everything changed for me recording music when I decided to start picking up the SM57s to mic my cabinets and stuff. Like, I don't know why I was never buying like a very unidirectional mic like that. I was always trying to use something like what I have here, which is kind of like the fancy super cardioid version of like the SM58, and it sounded fine, but wasn't that good. Mics matter, people. Mics matter.
So people are wondering if I'm going to edit the video of the Pentium 3 on the Pentium 3. That might be an interesting challenge.
Oh yeah.
Rendering. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I
Nice.
saw a video of someone doing that. Someone tried to do that.
I wonder if I could do that.
I would wonder how long it would take you just to import the video. Then you're contemplating, do I want this to be a long video? Should this be a short video?
Yeah.
What OS would you be putting on there?
I could technically do 98 Millennium XP, anything upwards of that. I mean, it meets the minimum requirements for XP.
I think you could get Premiere on XP pretty easy.
I think
Like
I
an
could
old
get a
it.
version of Premiere. Like I have some older versions of Premiere. I actually have Premiere, an old version of Premiere for Windows 3.1.
No, just get a version of XP that has Windows Movie Maker.
I was gonna say, just
Yeah.
use Movie
Right.
Maker.
Right.
That's
What was that?
painful.
What was the old kids movie maker for Microsoft that came out with
Oh,
Windows
yeah.
3.1 or
Oh,
something?
yeah.
No, it was Microsoft 3D, or no, you're thinking the 3.1. There was a Microsoft 3D movie maker
Yeah, that's the
that
one.
was an animated movie maker. So it came with like 5 or 6 characters and a couple backgrounds. They also made a Nickelodeon 3D movie maker with Rocco, Ren and Stimpy, and a couple other characters from that generation.
But you couldn't import
more you
clips,
know.
huh?
No, those were animated only.
But you could make a new intro with it.
I probably could.
Like a new craft computing intro.
Yeah, and
I think
you have
the
to
video-
draw it in paint.
I think the videos ran at something like 12 FPS. Like, it was
That's
bad.
about right. Yeah, it was. I remember the quality was just.
I
horrible.
It's not bad for kids.
I had both of those discs. I don't think I still have the discs, but I do have the ISOs ripped, and that might be a fun experiment to try. Just see what it would do. Alice,
Yeah, you should do a side by side.
Yeah. Alice sends over a $5 super chat. To signal boost Reverend's question earlier, would Fallout the Frontier qualify as worst game mod of the year?
I don't even think I'm aware of the Frontier.
Neither am I.
Oh no, they're Frontier. It's the one that's done in Portland. Actually, it's a Fallout in Portland.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I played a little bit of it, but I don't know about it being the worst because I didn't get far past
Yeah.
like the initial tutorial. So I don't know. I heard it was pretty buggy and glitchy, and the reason why I stopped playing it.
Well, they
is 'cause
built
was
it
a
on
patch
New
all the time.
Vegas. Like,
They did.
what do
build
you
it on New
want?
Vegas, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
New Vegas is the best Fallout game. So.
It's the best Fallout game, but it's also like the least stable Fallout game. Like, it looks Fallout 3 look darn near polished.
Huh, yeah, it's just a big old mod.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... Apparently it was removed, though, from Nexus Mods. Is it still available anywhere?
No, it was removed. I think it came back.
Okay. I should give that a go. That sounds actually pretty cool.
Like, can you go find like Rogue Brewery?
No, that probably didn't survive.
I don't remember what kind of landscapes, but I know like Burnside Bridge is there and
Voodoo
a couple other
Donuts?
bridges. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's Great Notion there. When was this built? What breweries did they model this after?
Well, first of all, you got to
Cascade?
understand that Fallout happened in a timeline.
That there's a
where-
timeline split where instead of going towards the microprocessor, we went towards nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
well, then Henry
Idiot.
Weinhardt should still be there.
They should be. Yeah. So should Rogue, actually.
It should be Nuka beer or
Well,
something like that.
Rogue
yeah,
would
Nuka
oh,
beer,
yeah.
yeah.
Nuka beer.
Wait, yeah. There's got to be like a Uranier. No, wait.
Uranium.
Uranium.
You're in here. You're in beer, yeah. Which is pretty accurate description of the flavor.
You shut.
It's just the mountain with a mushroom cloud behind it. Nuka beer.
That was a top tier pun for the moment. Okay,
That was solid.
cut me some slack.
Not gonna lie.
I'll work on some more.
There was no Salem one with capital Taproom in it.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry, bro.
disappointing.
In that timeline, you just don't exist, John.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Most people wish he didn't. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently they had to remove a bunch of content before people stopped caring that it was up. That's kind of some of the things I'm reading.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah,
very
I can't remember what it was.
controversial for some reason.
Yeah.
Was weed legal in the game?
Well, it's the wasteland. Everything's legal.
Everything's legal, yeah.
I don't see no sheriff.
I mean, you can just,
Oh, wait,
shoot
no.
How much stuff is organic there?
Wait, no, there
really?
was that one sheriff in Megaton, but I killed him.
If Jet and Psycho are legal, I'm sure weed's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to read about. Apparently, it was just a question of some intellectual property, some art assets, things like that. They didn't want it associated. There might have been something about.
I guarantee the Made in
content
Oregon
involved.
sign sued them.
I was gonna say like the Burnside Brewery.
I
sign.
guarantee the Made in Oregon with the deer jumping over. I guarantee they sued them for likeness.
Well, they probably had to because of that suit they had
Yep.
with
Here's
Budweiser, Anheuser, yeah.
Here's a quote from GameInformer.com back from February of this year. The mod itself was released with a ton of bugs that made it unplayable, but that wasn't the reason for the poll. In the recent posts on the mod's listing, the team issued a statement surrounding artwork from one of the modders on the project that was pedophilic in nature. This in addition to a plethora of post-launch changes based on questionable content. So they pulled it because of stuff like that. Yeah, one of the artists was creating inappropriate content involving anthropomorphic miners. Ugh. Not miners as in like coal miners.
I got you.
None of the team members were aware of
This is like the weebs
actions.
trying to defend. Well, she looks 12, but she's actually 500 years old.
Yeah. Oh God. I saw that on Reddit the other day. There was a woman, she was like in her 20s, but she had some sort of disorder with her pituitary gland or something. And so she was like trapped in like an 8-year-old's body.
Yeah.
Like her body stopped aging. Like she didn't really go through puberty or anything like this. Her voice was really like her mannerisms. You watch her walk and everything, and from far away, you're like, oh, that's like a grown woman. But the moment she starts talking, the moment it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And she's less than 4 feet tall. Yeah, I think it was on Reddit the other day.
Yeah, I think
it was like a TLC show or something like that.
Yeah,
it was unsettling.
Yeah.
Just showed up on your feed somehow, Rhett, right?
I mean, you know how Reddit is.
Don't we all? Let's see. What else is going on besides a potential white Christmas in Oregon? Like,
well, I don't know what you were complaining about that beer, Jeff. That beer was fine.
Yeah, that's a good beer.
You liked that one?
Yeah,
I was excited because you said it was like salty, right? Like
to me,
it wasn't the greatest. But...
Yeah, this is a fine.
I thought it was awful. I don't know if the can that I got, but it wasn't.
You probably just don't like oysters.
No, I love oyster stouts. Like I can't get enough of those. Those are delicious.
What is this? An oyster IPA or something?
Yeah,
oyster pale. Yeah,
oyster pale.
Yeah, that was legit one of the most disgusting beers I've ever had in my life.
I'd give it a go. But see, you know me, John knows
I think you had a
me.
bad can because that was
you probably had a bad can. I mean, that one just tasted like, there's a little bit of a weirdness, but probably just the hops.
No, there was this like thick brininess. Like that strawberry ale, John. I was not going to be surprised if I tipped the can and an oyster got stuck in the lid. Like that's kind of where I was. Like
you probably got a bad can, like bottom of the container.
They scraped all the sediment out and made sure it made it in my can.
They made sure some barnacles were at the bottom.
Well, they probably needed to get as much out of that for profit as possible.
Right.
So like we're canning all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jeff needs to have a second one just so we can be sure if he had a bad can. Or
I'm good.
He just doesn't like it.
I'm good.
You can always go for the pickle beer.
Yeah.
See, John
sign me up for an oyster. Let's go.
John's getting all these like requests to do pickle beers, and everybody's giving him crap about pickle beers. I'm like, that sounds delightful.
It's not.
That's not bad. I don't know why you think it's like horrible. It's fine.
You had them. You had 2 out of the 4. You're like 2 of these are disgusting.
Some of those were disgusting, but some of the normal ones were actually not bad. Like the normal Martin House pickle beers were okay. Those crazy obscure the tequila hot pickle one. That one was.
Whoa, that sounds
horrible.
good. That sounds
horrible.
No, it was not. It was not. It sounds good.
It doesn't even sound good.
No. I mean, like, I like a nice pepper beer, and it was tequila barrel aged, and it had a little bit of pickle in it. It's like, okay, this could be interesting.
I will try so many different things, regardless of what it is, or who made it, or what's in it, or whatever else. it's just I do have these couple like hard lines, and pickle is one of them, mushroom is one of them,
It
and
needs to be a mushroom pickle beer.
and honestly, tequila in general. Although I do like a good smoky mezcal, because you don't have to follow it was grown from agave in Tequila, Mexico, and brewed with you can go, yeah, it's got agave in it, but it's a completely different spirit, and we barrel aged it, and we did all this other stuff. Like, mezcal is delicious.
I like a good mezcal.
Right. And so, but it's like, I like a lot of different things. Like, my liquor shelf is full of everything but tequila.
Here's where here's not about tequila, but about beer, right? About this idea of 10,000 years ago, our ancestors brewed this stuff in a hole in the ground, and they stirred it with a wooden stick
with a box of scraps.
They wish that they had our technology. I owe it to my ancestors from 10,000 years ago to drink pickle beers, to drink oyster beers, to drink any type of beer at least once, but maybe more times. I don't discriminate, if it's unique, it gets points for uniqueness.
Yeah, but maybe the ground piss beer actually tasted really good.
Thinking back on all the talking
One
heads,
of the kings that was quoted said that it tasted like goat piss.
Wait, King's drank goat piss back then? I don't know.
Yeah, because it was like a special German area made this beer, and he said it tastes and smells like goat piss, and he wasn't certain that it wasn't.
See, thinking back about all the talking heads and all of the beer stories that I've had, I do have a couple more hangups with certain beer ingredients and flavors, namely the breast milk, the whale sperm, what else have we gone through on this show?
Like whale testicles.
Whale testicles, yeah.
I'd try it.
There was one made of rocks where they put rocks in it.
500 years ago, whale sperm was some of the most valuable resources on the planet. Okay, it was called ambergris.
Oh, that's not spit. That's not sperm though.
That is sperm.
No, ambergris is something else.
That's whale sperm.
Is no. It's
ambergris. The
digestive.
Like a digestive stone or something.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to quote Roseanne here from Futurama.
A solid waxy substance originating in the intestine. Okay.
Yeah.
Originating in the intestines of a whale, usually used in the finest perfumes.
Yeah.
This has been Roseanne, your guide to the world of facts.
I just saw the word sperm on this, and I thought I was so right. I was like,
from a sperm whale, not all they produce.
Fine, whatever.
Precious hamburgers?
Rhett's bummed that it wasn't sperm. It's that ambergris I have now is worthless.
Cold Drip Gaming says Rhett is a whale sperm expert.
Yes, I am. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
John J wants to know how this beer is treating me. I will say quite well. This is delicious. So this is the Omgang Rye Barrel Vanilla Stout.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It is quite good. I will say at only 9.5%, it's actually quite a bit lighter than most of your imperial barrel-aged stouts would be.
You'll need to grab
and so it's a little interesting because I'm not used to tasting, rye whiskey and coffee in a stout that's this light.
If you want clean ones, those are clean. Oh.
So
you can mute, bro.
Steve, you travel fast, man.
I do.
How did that noise get over here in my channel?
Everything that is supposed to be in this beer is in this beer. It's got vanilla, it's got caramel, it's got coffee, it's got some dark chocolate roast to it. It's got, coffee roast, dark chocolate. Yeah. I can taste rye whiskey, just like straight up rye whiskey. I'm enjoying it. It's quite good.
Yeah. That was the thing about my beer is I poured it into, and unfortunately I did make a vow that all of my beers now go into this clay mug. And so I don't know if that affected the flavor or not, but the first few drinks I had were amazing and then kind of fizzled out for a little bit. And I drank it from the can. Some of you might have seen that. Tasted great out of the can. So I thought maybe my mug might have ruined it. But now that I'm getting to the bottom, it's warmed up a little bit. It's just the flavors are just expanding so much. I mean, there is so much chocolate, and you can taste the maple for sure. The maple syrup, I guess. Yeah, this is a great beer. Thank you. I think we said John Jay.
John Jay delivered that one, yes.
Because he's just like shipping everything over there from Massachusetts. So, no, freaking delicious. This was the Impermanence Imperial milk stout.
Yep, from Treehouse Brewing.
Treehouse does a great job.
Treehouse is awesome, yeah.
Are you guys cracking open the moon pie there?
We are going to try the moon pie. So it's a moon pie themed beer, or maybe there's actually moon pie in it. I don't know.
I think it's moon pies in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know what moon pie means?
It's not
Sailors
cow pie,
on the
Rhett.
moon?
It's not cow sperm either. So
I don't know. I've been on the internet enough to know what moon pies are.
First pirates on the moon.
Novella Hub says he loves his pirate stout.
Dude, Pirate Stout is one of the top brews from San Am. I love it. Sometimes you get a whole pint of it, and it could be a little bit much by the time you get done with it. Like just like this one. Like
right,
my lips are a little sticky, and I don't necessarily like that with a beer. I don't mind it, but it's not something I look for. And that happens to me with the Pirate Stout. But the Pirate Stout is it's like a top tier brew from San Am. My first favorite though is the Spitfire Amber. Like what a drinkable.
That's a good one. Yeah,
amber. And it's like 7.5% or something like that. It's very strong, but it's just so malty and delicious and smooth.
I will say, as a standard beer offering that the Pirate Stout is, just a standard stout that they brew at 8% and being rum barrel aged, it is among the best deals you can get as far as an imperial barrel aged stout goes. I kind of agree with that. Like an 8 to 12 ounce pour is usually enough for me. 16 is starting to push my personal limits as far as a beer like that goes, but it is just so freaking fantastic.
There it goes.
Yeah, it's so good. And
Steve,
one of the things
the Matrix has you.
Is, peanut butter
Follow
stouts.
the white rabbit, Steve.
Peanut butter stouts are pretty common, but
Mhm.
I don't have many that I like. And the Pirate Stout is peanut butter and coconut.
No,
And
it's
it's-
not.
No, it's not. There's no
it's not.
peanut butter in it.
There's no peanut butter in it.
It's just
Shut up.
coconut
It's
and rum.
it's rum and coconut.
No,
Yeah.
peanut butter's in it.
No.
No.
I'm just gonna. Okay, let's go ahead.
There is
Let's-
some whale sperm.
There's some whale
Let's,
sperm.
let's set me up for another one so I can just go ahead and strike out on that one too. God, fine. I thought there was peanut butter in it, but I guess not. Fair enough.
I don't know if there's a local coconut peanut butter. It might be a Gilgamesh beer. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just thinking of
No,
coconut, and I'm thinking of like an almond.
No, they just call
Joy,
that
and made me
coconut.
Think of a Reese's or something.
I'm sure Great Notion has something like that. They do a lot of those. Big
I'm
things.
sure. Yeah, Great Notion does a pancake with coconut. It's one of their triple stack variants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's out there. Let's see.
Where did I get
like
the
this.
peanut butter idea?
Well, there's
Someone
lots of
done
peanut butter stouts. Yeah, I
Yeah.
made a peanut butter stout before.
Have they
I-
done a peanut butter beer?
San Am? No,
Penny M? No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna maintain almond joy to Reese's peanut butter cup. That's where my mind
You've got
went.
what is that? Nut Crusher by Rolling River out in Bend. You've got Belching Beaver peanut butter stout. You've got
I don't know. I think it just confused my candies.
Fair enough. All right.
I don't know.
So I am done with my beer, and before I pour it, I think I should talk about today's video sponsor. Even though I didn't pull up the ad read because I'm an idiot. So let me grab that really quick. There we go.
Well, let's just talk really great about Linode, and maybe that'll suffice. Linode, it's perfect for casual or business use. Get your server hosting here at Linode.
Linode did not make my video camera. The one that's currently glitching out right now.
All right.
For all your backup needs, Linode.
Today's episode of Talking Heads is brought to you by Linode. If you've ever needed to host your own servers, whether it be for home or business use, but don't have the resources or time to invest into hardware, power, cooling, or even space, why not let Linode host them for you? John, mute yourself because you're interrupting a Linode ad. Otherwise, I'm going to cut you off the paycheck. If it runs on Linux, it runs on Linode. That includes the software from most tutorials I have on this channel, like how to run your own ad-blocking recursive DNS server, VPN gateway, your own cloud-based Plex server, and more. We shared CPU plans starting at as little as $5 per month and scaling up to as high as you need to go. You'll be able to find a hosting plan that fits your needs. And even if you do host your own servers, you can use Linode to keep a backup off-site. Because remember, RAID is not a backup. Linode also recently announced they are the first alternative cloud provider to have NVMe block storage available to all customers. In September, they began rolling out NVMe drives to all 11 of their global data centers. Best of all, storage rates will remain the same at the same low price they have always been. Visit linode.com/craftcomputing to get a $100 60-day credit just for starting a new account. That's linode.com/craftcomputing, and John apologizes to interrupting this Linode ad, which is bringing you Talking Heads today.
I apologize. So everyone go buy some Linode subscription.
Go sign up for an account.
You apologize to Linode, not to John, to Linode.
I don't know, John. I think you have to sign up today now.
I think I do.
I think you need to start a hosting plan.
The craft computing discount. I'm just going to go do it. Pay full price.
There you go.
Yeah, you should find somebody else's affiliate link and use that.
Sure, Jason's got one, right?
No.
Well, I just cracked open my second beer.
What are you having,
I'm a little
Rhett?
nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm smelling it. It's got a smell that I'm keep in mind, I'm going from an imperial milk stout here to a barrel-aged blonde ale from Young Lion Brewing Company out of here. Anybody could tell me I'm saying this wrong. Canandaigua, New York.
You're saying that wrong.
Yep, you're saying it perfectly.
Thank you, Steve. I knew I could count.
I thought he was trying to say Canada.
That's
No, Canandaigua.
That's too far north.
Yeah.
I definitely said it wrong, but I'm hoping somebody could just tell me, like every other place that I say wrong. Now,
They're just going to type it in, so you're going to read it.
My Chagan? Oh, Michigan. Oh, sorry.
I definitely smell this. So one of the things that they say on the can here, they were looking to brew a beer fermented with multiple wild yeast strains, and then they aged it in oak barrels and conditioned it on lime leaves and lemon verbena.
So it's gonna be like a funky sour.
Funky is the exact word they use, John. That was impressive. It's tart, it's funky, and it's citrus forward. What's weird is as soon as I saw the word funky, I was like, yeah, it smells, but it is tart. I do smell that like lemony, limey thing that they're talking about, which is like, if I wouldn't have read that, now I'm anticipating. I'm like, oh, that's good. But without understanding what it was, I was a little unsure. So here we go. First taste.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful of the funky label on beers because it could also mean
funky
that it kind of tastes
means
like
I don't know what to call this, and it turned out weird.
Yeah, usually.
This
sometimes
is
it's
actually
good, sometimes it's bad.
First drink. This is a weird beer, but it's good.
Is it funky or is it funky?
I do have a little bit of the can.
All right.
Should I dump it all in?
No.
Hold
Why?
it.
There's actually probably yeast sediment at the bottom, and then you'd probably change whatever you're drinking.
Yep.
Should I drink it out of the can right now just to see?
Sure.
No, it was about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it was a touch more floral. But yeah, this is great, actually. It did not smell good coming after the Imperial Milk Stout. This is fantastic. This is a Rhett Weisenfeld's beer because it kind of verges on a sour. It's the tardiness and the citrus is like, I don't get barrel aged out of this at all, which is fine because it's like almost a weird farmhouse ale.
Well, they said it was aged in oak. I wonder if it was just like white oak to give it more like a dry taste.
It is dry. Dang, John, you're just killing it. Yeah, I don't know. They don't say much. They just say,
It's like he reviews beers quite regularly.
yeah, but like you don't get it until he's just throwing out accurate information about a beer that you're poorly describing.
When you drink enough like me, Rhett. No.
Yeah.
No, guys,
He's thinking about going pro.
This is why Capital Taproom was my preferred watering hole. Because I could show up and there was just always something like interesting on tap. And you'd be like, I want something interesting.
Right.
And John or Chuck knew what was up.
We had like root beer cider, which lasted a long time. Or no, was that the coffee cider?
It was the coffee cider. That was
Yeah.
the worst thing I've ever tasted.
That was awful.
Next to pickle beer.
Yeah. Good qualifier. So I cracked open my second one, and I'm sticking with kind of the dark theme we had going on, or at least I did. This is the Abyss Barrel-Aged Imperial Stout from Deschutes. This is their 2021 bottle, Reserve Series, 11.8%. Immeasurable depth and complexity, hints of molasses, licorice, and other alluring flavors make it something not just to quaff, but contemplate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So after Jeff takes a sip, he just sits there for a while and
Yeah, this is a beer. I concur.
he's thinking about whale sperm.
Why? Definitely a little punchier than the last one.
Abyss
Wait,
is
What year was that again?
This is the 2021. This is this year.
Oh, that's probably at least a year to 2 years of aging.
Yeah,
But I think
it's a little
fresh.
young still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrel or packaged on April 28th.
Yeah.
So a little young still as far as a big hitter Imperial Stout, 12%. Lots and lots and lots of dark chocolate. Like that is the predominant. Oh man, it's over everything else. This one's been warming up for about an hour. I mean, we've been on the air almost exactly an hour now. So I think all the flavors that are gonna come out have come out, but I think it might take me a couple more drinks to try to figure out what they actually are. Yeah.
Yeah, Abyss usually has like a licoricey, molassesy, dark roasty, like very dark roasty.
It's very roasty,
thick.
very dark chocolatey, and a little bit of that like bitter twang of black licorice is kind of what I'm getting right now.
So I was really vindicated when John on one of the recent videos opened up a Crux. I don't know if it's the one I'm doing right now or not, but and it's like, I know Crux is good, but I generally don't like Crux.
Really? I like Crux.
I love Crux.
This is usually good.
Like I said, they're not bad, but for whatever reason, I just I'm never that impressed. And did we lose John? Oh no,
We lost
you.
Oh,
I didn't see a dropout on him.
The Crux crew was watching. They're like, press the kill switch. He's done.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, well they message.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff was like, I don't know, it's okay. I was like, yes, vindicated. No, I like a lot of what Crux does, but it's they're kind of I mean, they're a great Oregon brewer. I'm glad that they're on our roster, but it's nothing that I necessarily brag about. You know, when people like it, I'm like, yeah, that's us.
No, their tough love is really good. I really like their tough love.
Their tough love is really sweet though.
I have 2 bottles of Tough Love out in the fridge right now. So
yeah, it's a bottle I enjoy, but I don't enjoy it by myself.
No,
Yeah.
I contemplated cracking that bottle open for tonight, but I went 16.5 ounces of Tough Love at 14%. That's a bit rich.
And it's super rich too. It's a super rich.
It's what you need to share.
It's gosh. It's like a super rich dark chocolate cake. Like
I think is there cherries or some kind of berry in it too?
Is there cherry in it? I don't remember. There may be.
I don't remember either.
But But yeah, think of the thickest velvet black chocolate cake you've ever had. That's kind of what tough love is. That's a lot of tough love.
It is.
Yep.
And they used to come in like just 12-ounce
Yeah,
bottles. But now
cherries.
they come in bombers.
Yeah, they come
So
in
does it
cherries.
have cherries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dried cherries. And there's a raspberry variant. But the 21 is cherries.
All right. Now the
I
second
like
beers
this
are
moon
open.
pie.
Yeah, this moon pie is excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it?
It's sweet. It's light bodied. What is it? 8%?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Definitely
has-
chocolatey.
Yeah, chocolatey, vanilla. It's a little artificial flavoring, but I don't mind it.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get
It's moon pie, John.
moon pie. Come on.
I'm surprised how well it tastes with how thin it is.
Yeah.
It's a good endorsement. I do have one more can of that. So I pulled that one out, and that's one of the few that I've given away that I haven't tried its brother yet. So yeah, I was actually really curious about what you guys would think about that one.
It doesn't have an ABV list on the can, not that I can see.
8.5.
Okay.
Tough
It's
Love
just a
sounds
whole
by
channel.
Tough Love sounds like Death by Chocolate. Yeah, you're really not
Yeah.
wrong. Death by Chocolate, Better Than Sex Cake. There's a whole bunch of parallels as far as like those weird cake recipes that you can draw on it. Probably Death by Chocolate would be the one that's way up there because it's a lot more dark chocolate instead of cream and whipped cream and stuff like that. But yes, it's that level of richness and sweetness.
Yeah, Tough Love is one of those beers. Is if you have someone like a girl that doesn't like beer,
Mhm.
let them try that, and they'll be like, "Oh, I like this."
I can barely even taste the alcohol, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder I love it so much.
All right. Let's see. Let's find another topic. What are you guys looking forward to most? 2022.
My new
Well-
studio.
New studio.
It's an even number.
You know what I really hope happens? I really hope that, like, I don't know, we can safely go to the movie theater or like
I would love to have
concerts,
dinner out.
like, get everybody back in the studio for these shows. Like, I feel
I'm
like we
looking
were
forward. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like we were pretty close to like doing this one in person, and then just like the news turned like in the matter of like 9 days or something.
Right.
It was like, oh,
All of a sudden, it's like, oh, we just extended the state of emergency. Okay, maybe
what
we'll
we
rethink
need to
this.
do is we really need to plan a 4-person show, apparently on not like one of the cardinal days of the year, like not one of the solstices or equinox, because like remember we tried to do this in September.
Yeah.
And then again we're right around the winter solstice as flared up again. It's like, come
Yeah.
on.
Well, the problem is we try to do these social shows quarterly, and
Yeah. So clearly we need to, I don't know, find a way to figure all that out. Because remember when even it was just a little briefly, but doing the bite here, that was fun. That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like you forget a little bit, like you get so used to just, at least me, you know, I get so used to just bunkering down, staying home, not seeing anybody, and then being able to go out and do that is like, oh right, like this is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I used
Going
to
out and being
live.
social. Wow, look
Yeah.
at that.
I forgot why I like these people. Oh yeah, now I remember
Right.
Yeah, it was so much
I
fun.
forgot why I don't like these people.
why.
Take the good with the bad.
Everything's gonna be fine. Jeff's like, no,
Mm.
don't come.
But yeah, you know, so I'm excited. Hopefully, but you know, if not, we'll continue to find the
Rhett
middle
just wants to go
ground.
see Spider-Man. That's all.
I'll wait till that, you know. Yes, I do, but like it's like how Dennis Villeneuve or whatever that did Dune, he's all like, you have to see my movie on the big screen. I was like, yeah, like ideally I would for sure. But like it's also in my house tonight, so I'm gonna watch it here.
Yeah, you can just sit up really close. It just feels like you're in a theater.
I know that just
Yeah.
made me buy a bigger TV. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, I'll go for the 85 inch. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if
Yeah.
if you're going to invest in
I've
something.
said this a couple times on the show, but that was the deciding factor in whether or not I wanted to renew season tickets for Oregon football at one point. Because I had season tickets for years and years, and we went to the Rose Bowl, we won the Rose Bowl, and all of a sudden ticket prices doubled for even the cheap seats that I had. Like $550 got me into, or no, $450 per seat, so $900 got me into every game, 2 tickets the whole year. So really not that bad for 4 hours of entertainment 2 to 3 times a week, or 2 to 3 times a month for almost 4 months. And it's like, sure, I'll pay for that. They raised that same ticket price to $1,100, and I went, $1,100 buys a really nice TV.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit on I-5 for 2 hours. I don't have to pay, $40 for food when I'm there. Like,
my view's technically better.
Right. So it was like, that was an easy decision to make. Because I used to drive an hour and a half south almost to go to games every single week. And it's like,
if that's something that like, you're into, like one of the things that's kind of fun about season tickets like that, it's like, I don't know. It's easy to be like, you owe somebody or you want to gift some. It's like, hey, come with me to the game. It becomes a really easy way of kind of like doing that. But
totally, I did that all the time.
Football.
Yeah.
Well, don't invite somebody that hates football to a football game.
Unless you don't like them.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. There you go. You'd be like,
Steve, want to come see a football game with me?
Yeah, come watch the football game. They're strapped in like the end of like all the eyes like this. Clockwork Orange.
This is like Game of Thrones. You find the one person that you really just never want to see again. You're like, do you want to come to the football game? They're like, no, I hate football. And you're like, you've slighted me for the last time. We shan't speak again. Problem solved, Yep.
Yeah.
And don't take them to a September game. Like, go like November 28th.
Yeah.
Make sure it's good and cold.
Freezing cold and raining.
Yeah.
So Oregon in late November, it's... Now, I know parts of the country and parts of the world are going to go like, that's not very cold. Like,
it's not bad.
It's like 38, 42, especially if it's a late night game, 7:30 kickoff, that kind of thing. It's down there. It's in the 4 to 6 degrees Celsius range. The thing about Oregon in November though is it rains sideways.
It doesn't matter where you sit.
Right. And so not only is it 38 degrees, it's going to rain about 1/2 to 3/4 inch while you're there.
Well, not only that, but like people that live in other parts of the country, okay, they're all like, there's nothing. At the same time, they don't go to a sporting event that's going to be outdoors without like their full thermal base layer on, right, and their balaclava. Like half of Oregon doesn't own that. You know what I mean? Because you don't ever need it.
Today on the way home, so I left your house at 3:30. I didn't get home till 5:30. So I was on the road for almost 2 hours with only one stop in the middle. And the one stop that I made, I got caught in that wicked rainstorm that came through.
Yeah.
Where it was like just dumping buckets. And it's like, I have to get out of my car right now. And I did. And you know what's cool is there were 20 other people in the parking lot and they were all doing the same thing where they just kind of put their head down and walked a little bit faster. No one owns umbrellas in Oregon.
Not in Oregon.
We don't.
We have it. It's a pride to walk in the rain.
Yeah.
We like,
and in fact, on my way back out,
come at me, rain.
Well, that's how you know if someone's visiting Oregon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But is anybody as they're aging, like, do any of you sometimes just be like, I'm going to use this umbrella?
No.
Unashamedly.
No. I don't even own one.
Just me.
No.
Wow.
I take that back.
Zotac
Zotac gave umbrellas away as part of their CES package 2 years ago.
That's the one I used
2-3 years ago. I have that in my car, and it's just there just in case.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, I have like a mini one my wife bought.
Like,
it's in our closet.
Like I'm in a crash and my car is on fire, and the last thing I grab is the umbrella so I don't have to stand in the rain for 3 hours while rescue crews come to get me. Like, that's the only reason I own an umbrella, is it was given to me, and it's like, even then I don't need it.
Yeah. See, I have to work a lot in a suit and stuff now, and sometimes I got to park blocks away from where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's what's changed my mind on the umbrella. I'm wearing a suit. I gotta go sit in a place.
I live
and
in
be all
Oregon. I'm
wet.
going to look like crap if you schedule a date that I have to show up in a suit in December. Like that's just
Yeah.
You just need the urban sombrero.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're probably right.
I do have hats that I wear in the rain specifically for that. I have full brimmed hats that I wear out and about.
See, right? You
so.
just need to invest yourself in an awesome trench coat. That way you can get out and do the whole like shake. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
that would be
cool.
cool. And then I would look like a badass.
You
Yep.
would. Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah,
All
I
right.
might
Some
have to reconsider.
A private detective with a trench coat? Who would have thought? Like, what?
That's too
What kind of
stereotypical.
weird thing is that?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we do have some super chats to get to. American Cosworth sends over another $2. System Shock remake that did come out this year. I forgot about that one.
No, it's
No,
not
it's not
out
out
Or
yet.
is it? No, is it still in?
No, it's not out
Okay,
yet.
still in
Yeah.
production. Okay,
It'll come out next year, I think. 2022.
okay.
But you can pre-order it.
Yeah. That remake had better blow me away because System Shock is not exactly the most graphically or technologically demanding game on the planet. Like it's a game from 1997.
Yeah.
But it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
it's totally a fun game. But I want better than 1997 with
Yeah.
widescreen support. Like give me something.
Well, that's like saying Half-Life 2. I hope they make a better game than Half-Life 1.
Yeah, but we also got the GTA Definitive Edition.
That's Rockstar. That's different.
Until this, Rockstar was pretty much like bona fide. It's going to be great. Like, when is Rockstar's last poor release? What is the last title that you kind of went, that wasn't worth $40?
Before the remaster.
Didn't they make like a ping pong game that wasn't really received well?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
to
for the
be
original
honest-
Xbox, and I think it was like
Yeah, it's really
2005.
old. Yeah, it's been a while.
To be
Right.
honest, everything between Vice City and GTA 5 is like absolutely meaningless to me. That's like a cultural void in my brain. And not that I'm not
and that
saying
may
they
be.
were bad, but
But I will say GTA 4, for all of its flaws, especially on the PC, solid game, solid gameplay, lots of fun. I even still
Great
like
game.
revisiting it still. Same with GTA
even-
1, GTA 3, San Andreas, Vice City. Those are all great.
I still get calls from Roman to ask me to go play bowling.
I think their last swing and a miss was probably Red Dead Revolver.
well, was that them?
That was them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But that wasn't even a bad game. Like that's like
It wasn't
the
awful.
spiritual successor.
No. That was the first Red Dead that
was the
they ever
first
put
one.
out.
Red Dead
No.
Redemption.
I
was the
mean,
second one.
that was back when Blockbuster had like the summer games pass thing, and
Right.
for like $30 a month you could rent unlimited games. And I played the crap out of Red Dead Revolver. Like I beat it. And it was the only reason I even understood what Red Dead Redemption was going to be when the first one came out. So I don't even know if that counts as a swing and a miss.
I would say it was a swing and a miss just from like a commercial standpoint, but in my opinion, it didn't quite meet up to what Vice City and San Andreas were delivering in the same timeline.
Mhm.
It was just subpar. Like good game. It's a good game. It wasn't a
What about-
great game.
Did anybody here play the Warriors?
Worry.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
remember
at that.
seeing it.
I'm looking at that, and
I
this
never played
website-
it, so I don't know if it was any good or not.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
I don't remember hearing
Yeah.
great things about it.
But
I
But-
just remember seeing it everywhere.
But from out of left field, they go, we're going to remaster the definitive edition. We're going to recreate GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas in the Unreal Engine. And I went, this is going to be great. Just based on track record. This is going to be great. And then we got this.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is that Rockstar is a company that is so big that they let accountants make their decisions.
Yeah.
And they have this back catalog that's sitting there not making any money for them. How can they put that back catalog to work?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
we're-
throw some money at the project?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, it makes sense to you and I. it makes sense to people like us.
I don't know.
that are
We only
watching.
made $2.7 billion from shark cards. I don't think we can possibly spare $1 million to accurately upscale the.
Hey, I'm not defending Rockstar.
Sounds like
this
you
is-
are.
No, they got accountants making their decisions for him. I ain't defending him. Honestly, almost every single AAA game studio,
Activision,
in
Blizzard,
my opinion,
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Like,
They-
let's go
they-
down the list, shall we?
they put out huge but let's look at Ubisoft, like one of the last studios that I know of that is like, by the way, we hear the call, NFTs are going to be in our new games. Like, ooh, I don't think you understand your like consumer base as well as you think you do.
Let's see. Does anyone here follow Alana Pierce in any meaningful fashion? So for those who don't know, former IGN news head, news anchor, that kind of thing, gamer, streamer, YouTuber, etc. She posted on Twitter earlier today, for those who are confused about why all the major game studios are migrating towards NFTs in major games and whatnot, and people are asking why, I have the exclusive answer here. Profit.
Money.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When you let
we don't have to give you anything and you will give us money?
Yeah. When you let bean counters run everything becomes beans magically. You know,
This game
Some
can suck, but it has NFTs in it.
Some executive walked into a room and went, so this NFT thing, can we do something with that?
See, my favorite thing is like when NFTs were really first starting to gain traction, people were like, now this is the technology that's going to end robo scalping. You're going to be able to go to the concerts you want for a reasonable price. You're going to be able to buy graphics cards. The NFTs are going to end this.
I can't even afford a portrait of a gorilla.
Well, the idea being that essentially, I don't know exactly how it would work, but essentially the way, I'm not even going to attempt to explain it, but this is just what I saw online.
Did you all see the
You're just
Olive
buying a
Garden
block.
NFT?
You can't explain it, but just believe me. Just
Hold
believe
on.
Just believe me. Well,
I
it's like
saw-
you're
I saw-
minting your ticket.
I
so-
saw
Did
what
you
were
guys
talking about,
all
Joe.
see the Olive Garden NFT?
Yeah. I did.
Own your own Olive Garden branch in an NFT. By the way, this has no ownership stake whatsoever. All you're owning is a picture of that particular restaurant.
Right.
Oh no, just a receipt to the picture of that particular restaurant that we are hosting.
And if you change the angle, that's not yours. You can take another NFT of that.
Yep. Sorry,
Yeah.
blockchain just doesn't line up, man.
Well, anyway, the rest of the joke being, they're like, this is NFTs are going to fix this scalping problem, and then all of a sudden
they're scalping NFTs.
Yeah.
How can you make more money? They're like, I don't know. What if we had a wizard's hat that you could wear in Assassin's Creed that was $30,000 and made the world a worse place?
Then I would find someone who found a trainer in the digital assets, and I'd wear that freaking wizard hat for no cost because I'm allowed to modify my own game.
What's really funny is you go on Twitter, and game dev Twitter is a unique place, and there's just so many people that believe that with the implementation of NFTs that like game assets will be interchangeable between games.
I don't understand how that was working. Yeah.
I don't understand how people think
That
that's
doesn't work
going
that
to.
way.
It's a
Yeah.
fundamental misunderstanding of how creating games works.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you'll be able to buy this wizard's hat in Assassin's Creed, and it's going to be usable in the new Grand Theft Auto game. It's like, oh, what? How could you possibly think that?
Well, even then, the art part. Of
Sorry,
the
I had
NFT
another
really
stroke
isn't even
there.
the
Were you guys
valuable
talking?
part.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, no, but you're right, John. Yeah, for sure. It's just like,
It's just the exact same. It's just they're trying to make these stupid things to be. It's now this is fine art. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to make this just like it's art, and somehow no one can steal it.
The thing is, even with art, you own the art when you're done.
Yeah.
But you don't own the NFT.
You don't own.
I mean,
you own a
you're just gonna own the
receipt
You own
basically.
for
you own
the
receipt,
art,
you own the
but you
node.
don't own the art. I think the analogy we came up with last week is it's like buying a brick when you're naming or when you're building a stadium. You know, if a high school team wants to build a stadium, you buy a brick and everyone chipped in and look at all these names that are on the bricks. You don't own that brick. You bought naming rights to that brick that were a one-time only purchase. You cannot rename that brick, deface that brick, whatever. You don't own that brick. You simply got the honor of letting other people know that at one point you paid money to put your name on a brick.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that makes me laugh is that all of these like crypto bros.
Oh, and the blockchain proves it.
They're trying to make the idea of not buying into NFTs like a pejorative. They're like, oh, well, are you a right clicker?
Are you one of those right clicker, those filthy right clickers?
You wouldn't download a car.
I'm a Control C guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the 3D printed DB3? Like, it's a thing.
Oh, God. Why not? I'm there for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, someone's 3D printing a DB3. Like, it's freaking fantastic.
It just makes me laugh because there's so many people I know personally that with crypto and kind of the dawn of NFTs are like, this could revolutionize a lot of things. This is going to be where it's at. I'm putting a lot of money into this. I'm thinking about it very carefully. I think you should look into this. And I'm like, God, it just feels so weird. It kind of reminds me of like how somebody tries to get you to buy into something because they stand to make more money from it. I'm like, isn't that kind of like a pyramid scheme? They're like, no, not at all.
No, but I'm in at the base level, so you don't understand.
But now they come back and they're like, oh yeah, it's just all one big scheme from top to bottom. Like,
well, I mean, it's like we're all probably old enough to remember the .com, the pets.com. That's all this is, really. It's
yeah,
right.
Like, it's a great.
Hey, this is a lot of money. It's going to be worth a lot. Let's. It's going.
Well, here's the thing. It like remember back to like when GameStop stocks were crazy.
Yeah.
Like that became a huge.
Oh, right,
thing.
that happened this year.
That was a huge thing, and people were buying into it like crazy, and a lot of people made a lot of money. But the part that blows my mind is how many people, like I know people who put probably $30,000-$40,000 into GameStop way late in the game, thinking like, oh, they bought into the narrative. We're just gonna hold diamond hands, you know. The people that made all their money already made all their money. You've been had. The narrative is what made those people the money. Like, and it took them so long to realize, and they lost tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I know somebody who cashed out their 401k to buy GameStop. And it's like, the people already made their millions off this. You're late to the party. The narrative is
right.
It's a scam. It's just,
I'm gonna be investing in Blockbuster next.
Well, there's some real money in Blockbuster. See, and it's not like I'm the person.
The one left. Hey, it's local.
It's not like I'm the person that knows either, because I'm the same guy that was like, widescreen's a gimmick. That's gonna go away. Any new technology,
you know,
like, I don't know.
We crack on Rhett so often for widescreen's a gimmick. I held onto my Palm Trio till the bitter end until like the iPhone 3GS came out, and it's like, okay, this is a better smartphone than my Trio 650. I wasn't willing to give it up though. It's like, no, this is what a smartphone. I need a goddamn keyboard.
But see, it's not like
that's the thing. I still miss a keyboard.
That's fair. That's fair.
Physical keyboard.
I still miss my Q keyboard. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I miss graffiti.
Yeah, I do. I really,
because I was a freaking wizard with that.
It was really intuitive once you got used to it.
Yeah. I wrote college papers with graffiti. Okay. I'd be sitting there having lunch and just doing this, and then I'd set down the pen and take a drink and then do this some more. Like, seriously, I was almost faster with graffiti than I was at typing.
For sure. Well, it's more intuitive. You know?
Anyway, some more super chats. Let's get through the super chats. Yes, a lot of super chats.
A lot of them.
Big Spoon, 99 cents. I see you, Spoon. American Cosworth sends over $2. Big Spoon. Okay, represent. Jeremy Shirley sends over $2. American Cosworth, Big Spoon. I saw them. Michael Stevens sends over $5. American Cosworth. Thank you. I'm aware. American Cosworth, $5. Season passes for Timberline was nearly $1,800 this year for me and my wife. Now, for those who don't know, Timberline is a local ski resort, and you can buy a season pass apparently for about $900 a head this year.
you can see the lodge is featured in the film Stanley Kubrick directed called The Shining.
Yes.
I've never heard of that before. What is that one?
It's a fantastic little flick.
Yeah.
It's a little eclectic.
Isn't that like
is it a good family
winter
movie?
Christmas movie?
A great family movie. It's about a family that moves to this lodge up in the mountains to become closer together.
Oh,
And it
sounds so
works.
sweet. Yeah.
It works. They become very close. American Cosworth, $2. Jeremy Shirley, Michael Stevens. Okay, thank you for that. Michael Stevens, $3.14. Hit that like button. Let me say again, hit that like button. It's the one right next to the upside down thumb.
How many people clicked on that one? We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
Yes,
isn't
we
that
do. What, you guys?
No, I
do.
Plug-in.
Yeah, I
Plugin is only going to be good for a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Once
Yeah.
it goes away, it goes away. It's
Yeah.
going out of the API forever.
Yeah. $5 from American Cosworth. Shocker. People in Oregon don't know how to deal with rain. Can confirm that is a real issue and it rains all the time.
It's not that we don't know how to deal with rain. It's just that the umbrella adds to the hindrance of getting in and out of my car, and I would rather just get to my car and get on with my day because I'm going to get wet at the next place anyway.
I
Yeah.
spent the
Yeah.
first 30 years of my life soaking wet for 6 months out of year. So I spent 15 years of my life just soaking wet constantly. I deserve an umbrella. Okay. I don't
No.
use it all the time.
But what I will
The only
say,
thing the only thing I will say about Oregon rain is that it depends upon the type of rain. Like Jeff said, certain times of year it's sideways rain. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's big fat rain. Sometimes it's just little misty rain.
yeah,
Big
there
old
are-
globular rain.
Yeah, and sometimes rain
comes at
came
you
up
straight
from the ground.
ground.
But that
there's a
determines how
Bubba
I
Gump.
walk.
There's a Bubba Gump shrimp reference in there somewhere. There's sideways rain. There's big globly rain. There's misty rain. There's sideways
That's
rain.
what
There's,
we did that already.
Late to the game.
But yeah, so that
Fine.
only determines how I walk. I don't use an umbrella, but it's like, okay, do I
Yeah.
walk normal? Oh, it's big fat rain. Okay, so I'm gonna do this.
yeah, I'm gonna hunch a little bit.
I'm gonna hunch a
Yeah.
little
This
bit,
is
I'm
the
gonna walk
most
a little
annoying
faster.
part of all that. Like
Yeah,
this
I don't
right
gotta deal
here.
with that.
Yeah,
I'm one of those genetically superior Oregonians.
yeah.
2020 vision, baby.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
until tomorrow when karma catches up with me.
Not.
Most,
Not.
most
Shall we
Oregonians-
just say that?
most Oregonians don't use umbrellas. They just call rain their second shower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
in my
Liquid
case, my first
sunshine.
shower.
First shower.
Yeah. Well, it's raining. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sleep in an extra 15. Skip the shower.
Yeah, just go walk out in it.
What about
Yep.
this rain the last few days though? Like I drove out
it's
to
been pretty
Woodburn
bad.
earlier
Today was
today, and,
intense.
like it was so bad. The
Like-
roads were just like
Like we get a lot of rain. I had to drive through Kaiser. Kaiser had standing water going across River Road.
oh wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had to
like,
drive
wow.
to McMinnville the other day, and I kind of went through Jervis, St. Louis, that area.
Yeah.
And some of the roads had water. I had to like find other routes. And
Yeah.
then I went from McMinnville to Salem, and it was like the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the highway to 22 and come in that way. Because the roads were flooded out. It's bad. And I looked out, it's like still raining right now. It's like, come on. It sucks. I mean, it's great. We need it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been dry, but yeah, there's plenty of roads between like Brooks and Salem on 99
Yeah.
that they will just get flooded.
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when Lake LaBiche is dry.
Yeah.
You look at it, it's like that's not a lake, and then you wait till November. Oh, there's the lake.
Oh, there it is.
And it's
Yeah.
right over the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah. I
That's
actually
why-
drove by that today and went, huh, I don't remember a lake being there.
Well, that's the whole section with like the White Bridge part. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite roads anywhere because
We're
like,
going
in the
into really
summer-
esoteric Oregon territory right now, by the way.
You know what's cool about Lake LaBiche though is like in the 70s they were doing digs there, archaeological digs, and they found evidence that land was actually like in the ocean millions of years ago because they found like those fossils,
The
that were, like-
trilobites and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
They found those in LaBiche.
Yep.
Which is great. Like it kind of makes sense, and it's
Yeah. They
interesting,
found those as far inland as Detroit Lake, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Or,
crazy.
or it was some guy just lost his trilobite collection. There.
yeah, that.
You never
dang
know.
it.
Oh, God.
And like, oh, where'd it go?
Well, and they didn't have GPS back then, so he couldn't retrace his steps
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. Yeah, LaBiche is kind of a. That's where it would. He probably left.
Oh, no.
Iggy's-
I dropped my trilobites in the mud.
he left Iggy's. Just had no idea what was going on. just after karaoke. night
Screw it.
ended.
I'm going to Last Chance.
That's the opposite way.
You know he lived in Woodburn.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
but that whole drive.
I hope one person in the audience is laughing their ass off right now.
Yeah,
Just
I
one.
am.
That's all I
am.
want.
There's like maybe one or two.
If Bailey's watching, she's here for it. So
Awesome.
that whole stretch during the summer is like gorgeous cornfields.
Yeah.
And then in the winter, it's a lake. It's like
During the summer, I take my convertible Z car through there and just rip on the roads, and it's beautiful
It's got some
driving,
nice
beautiful
turns,
countrysides,
yeah.
great
Great
turns. They're
turns,
well
yeah.
banked. During the winter time, it's like, man, I hope I have all-wheel drive and I've like cocked the van so I can fjord the river when I get there.
Yeah, that was based on the bank. That was the only place I've ever lost control of my car. It's that turn like right as you leave you've left La Biche. You're driving and you turn left to go to Brooks. It's that last left-hand corner before it goes to the light.
Yep.
And it's this huge banked corner. And I hit, and that place is like in shadow all day. It was the middle of the afternoon. Must have just been the perfect amount of shade. The only ice on the entire road. And I found it. Front tires hit. I don't know. Maybe I was going a little fast. Maybe I braked too hard. I don't know what it was. Lost control. And I spun like 4 times. Luckily, there was no other cars coming. My car spun, and then it like all of a sudden gained traction, and it launched backwards right into one of those driveways that's right there. And I just had to sit there being like, wow, I can't believe like I didn't go into that gigantic ditch or like into an oncoming car. Or...
Same thing happened to me years and years ago over by the Woodburn Golf Course.
Yeah.
The drag strip.
Yeah.
Same thing. Big ditches on both sides.
Yep.
Just hit that ice patch perfectly and just spun around.
That's another place that the banks are very similar.
Yeah. I did that on actually a weird place up on Hyacinth in Salem. So my previous employer, my first day driving into work,
cheetahs.
My first day driving into work there. I'm coming up on an intersection and at 55 mile an hour road, but 5-lane highway. It's not not a small road. No cars on the road. It's 6 a.m. and all of a sudden my car just kind of goes, eh? And then I went, well, that's weird. A little bit of black ice. I didn't think it was that cold out. Then he goes, eh? And I went, a lot of black ice. Okay. And then I did a full 360. And then another 180 and ended up in the turn lane facing the wrong direction. Like my car didn't like move laterally very much, but I just kind of went just like a little shimmy and then a whoo.
Yeah. Well, and then unfortunately, as much as it pains me to admit this, us Oregonians are not the best at driving in adverse weather conditions. In fact, I had to go to Salem the other day, and there's this nice little stretch of road. Well, anyway, I'm going out there the first morning. It was below freezing, and there was like a dozen cars in the ditch on a straight highway. I was just
gosh, I know.
I was like, what are you fools doing? Come on.
I don't know what it is about Oregonians is I think we forget what it's like. It takes us like 2 months to get used to how the weather is. Like,
and then October is awful.
And then
once it starts, for sure. Once it starts raining, all that oil comes up. It's like, people just forget. And then once the ice comes in, I don't know.
We're terrible at driving.
Oh, ice is a whole nother deal.
Snow and ice is
so last year when we had the giant ice storm, and like I said, we're deep into Oregon esoterica right now.
Welcome aboard, matey.
Right. We had the ice storm. So where I live, there's 2 giant hills. So I live up on a hill, but in a depression at the top of the hill. And so you've got to drive up like 2 miles of incline, no matter where you're coming from, and then about a half mile of decline down to where I'm at. That half mile decline on both roads, there were cars doing the full on North Carolina or Portland shimmy, no matter what you want to call it. Because we've seen news footage from both of them where they try to go uphill and then they just fail at it and fall. And they fall into like the 30 other cars that failed before. That's what both of my roads look like the first day of that ice. I'm in my truck. Now, it was 4-wheel drive, and I do know how to drive in the snow and the ice and whatnot. and I'm just in granny gear, like at 5 miles an hour, going ting, 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 no problems with traction at all, just cruising right along. There's Subarus and BMWs and whatnot just lining the side of the road. I counted 70 cars from my exit to my house that were on the side of the road abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like 3 hours into like, oh God, it's icy.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like 9 times out of 10, those videos were of the car pinball going down the road.
Yeah. That's 2nd Street in Portland.
That's Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Waterfront Park.
Yeah. You can tell because of all the Subarus there.
Yeah.
I
there's the
just love driving down
Subarus,
the road.
there's the Subarus, there's the Max, and then there's the jogging couple who are like, yeah, we're just out for a jog. It's great and whatnot. And they run down the street. They get halfway down the block and both of them go. That was also 2nd Street in Portland.
Yeah,
2nd in Washington.
I love going down because I'll have to go on the freeway or something. And then some idiot is like, I'm going to go 50 miles an hour. And it's like, all right, I'll see you in 10 minutes on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Flipped.
I'm not stopping.
If you really want to talk about 2nd Street in Portland, we should talk about 2nd and Ash, okay? The Ash Street Saloon. What a great bar, great music venue.
Today's video is brought to you by the Ash Street Saloon.
Dude, that was like one of the metal venues in Portland.
If there's any second
right there by Voodoo Donuts.
If there's any 2nd Street worth talking about in the ice and the rain and the snow, it is 2nd Street, Oregon City.
No, we don't talk about Oregon City
which is like this.
Sorry.
Oh, Oregon City's got all those hills.
Yeah.
It's our little San Francisco.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's kind of cute.
Yep.
Well, what other deep Oregon esoteric can we get into?
Well,
I'm glad you're all learning in this stream. This is wonderful.
Beer.
What do you guys think about this casino that they might put into Salem? Have you heard about this?
I've heard they've been talking about that since Capital Taproom days.
Yeah.
Well, now they're talking about it even more.
I don't know.
Apparently it's going to go up there by Harbor Freight, that whole area.
Yeah, that's where they were talking about it's not going to go. They've been saying that for years.
Well, apparently the other, the Confederated tribes and stuff, they're like, this kind of is not good for everyone, so we should not do it. So I don't know. Who knows what they'll do, but
I mean, if it is, it would just be all it would be slot machines. That's all it would be.
But like, what a weird world that there would be a casino right there in North Salem, like the weirdest, wonkiest part of town. It's like,
the only reason I go there is because of Harbor Freight. Like,
even then,
I'll go to Home Depot first.
That's exactly I used to go to Harbor Freight all the time, but it's like every single thing I've ever bought there lasted exactly a year. But made it 365 or 366 days. It was like, the exceptional tool.
But see, I don't buy the tools expecting them to last 365 days. I buy Harbor Freight tools expecting them to last the length of the project that I'm trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
And if they do that, then it saved me money.
And I would expect no less from you, Jeff. You and I are the same type of consumer where we give everything its fair place in the economy. And Harbor Freight has it.
Yep.
But I don't go there anymore. Not that they're bad. They got their place. And I spent a lot of money at Harbor Freight.
I don't know. My air compressor's from Harbor Freight. I've got a 26-gallon air compressor. I've got most of my pneumatic tools are Harbor Freight, but I use them but once a year. And they just have to work when I need them. It's not... If you're a professional or if you're doing this like weekly, avoid it because you're going to get better use out of a Milwaukee or even a DeWalt or a Makita or,
Whoa. Don't say DeWalt in front.
I did it just for Claw.
He
said Milwaukee first.
Oh, wait. What's he got against him?
Everything.
He hates DeWalt.
We'll just leave it at that.
Wow, I must have missed this. DeWalt's the best. I mean, you want to get the best bang for your buck.
Oh,
he ain't watching. He's asleep. What is
true.
it? 5 a.m. where he is?
It's true.
He's awake right now.
Yeah, he's logging on.
No.
He's up right now plotting his revenge against DeWalt.
No, Rhett, he was asleep. And then he heard DeWalt and went...
Yeah, he just snaps out of it.
His eyes just shoots right up. Somebody said DeWalt is good.
Well, I mean, I've just got good taste, I guess. I'm just kidding. I'm just trolling Claw at this point. We did miss a super chat.
Oh,
A little ways up there. I think it's here we go. Platinum Gaming.
I did miss that one.
$5. Thoughts on the Quake remasters, and should Bully be remastered?
no.
I'm of the opinion that I would love to play some of those more minor Rockstar games like Bully, like LA Noire,
Like
LA
ping
Noire,
pong
right?
tournament.
I'd even like maybe like a new Manhunt. Like Manhunt was interesting. Like it wasn't amazing, but it was like held my attention when I had the Blockbuster Game Pass, So
For those that don't know, Blockbuster Game Pass is like Xbox or PlayStation Game Pass, but when you actually had to drive and get the discs and then put physical media into your boxes.
Well, see, I didn't have to drive because I lived across the street from a Blockbuster. Boom. I would literally rent a game, walk home, play it, and if it was boring, I'd bring it back and I'd get a different game. And they were like, "Are you just burning these?" And they thought I was just stealing them.
Not
I
all
used
of
to do
them,
that to
just
Egghead
the good
Software.
ones. I did that to Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Oh, Hollywood Video. I've got a lot of stuff from them.
Yep.
We rented a bunch of stuff from them right after our house had burned down, and my older brother was like, "Our house burned down," and they're like, "Don't bring them back. You keep them." So, Dune, the Battle for Arrakis. It has a different name I noticed for PC, but it was a Sega Genesis game.
Yeah.
Amazing RTS. Rock and Roll Racing from Blizzard.
Yes. Gold
Yeah.
Blizzard
I remember
title.
that.
Yeah.
Freaking great game.
Yep.
That was like,
You can
Whenever I
actually
would
get
hit-
that game for free from Blizzard right now.
Oh yeah.
You can download it.
I think you can do 3 Vikings too.
Yeah, you can do 3 Vikings. You can do Blackthorn. Anyone remember Blackthorn?
no,
You need to play Blackthorn. That's also on their download list.
I don't know. Is it as good as Rock and Roll Racing?
I will say it's better. It's it's like Prince of Persia with a gun. It's pretty
Like the
good.
original Prince of Persia.
Right. It's like the side-scrolling Prince of Persia platformer, but he's got a shotgun.
Well, that was like flashback.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. It's
What a great descriptor.
I love the cover. It's like a mix of Punisher and Tomahawk with a big old gun.
You're not wrong. It's like this. It's like the West Coast Chopper logo with a dude with a shotgun over his shoulder. Like that's the logo. It's amazing.
It's like Harvest Moon with a gun. Oh God, that's fantastic. I love it.
But no, Blackthorn. Get it on Blizzard Classic Games. You can download it right now.
Has anybody played Red Out? I think it's called
Out.
Red Out.
Is that like a racing game?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks pretty cool. It's like
I think I have
F-Zero.
Yeah, it does look like F-Zero.
They had
Yeah.
I think it's on sale right now.
Well,
Fanatical has it for sale like super cheap.
Fanatical, yeah, they've got everything on it for like $4-5 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it okay to buy from them? Is that like a thing
yeah.
I can do? Yeah.
I buy that all the
Okay.
time, yeah.
Okay. That's all. That's the only endorsement I needed. I saw it there. It was like $3.44 for everything. I was like, this game looks awesome.
Well, they had Torchlight and Torchlight 2 for $2.
Nice.
And those are good games.
Torchlight.
And
Torchlight's a great
yeah.
series. That
Yeah.
all those games are
Fantastic.
great.
I interviewed the composer, the music composer for those games on my podcast, Game Dev's Quest. He also did Diablo 2.
Like and subscribe to that.
What did he say?
He really
That I
just
composed?
talked. He just talked about, who did Blizzard did the original Diablo, right? He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just talked about life in Blizzard like in the 90s
Oh,
most of the time. It was interesting
lots of
conversation.
cocaine.
Basically, yeah. He's
Yeah.
just like, we did so much coke. Life was so different back then. You guys are a bunch of pussies.
You don't know how to develop. You develop on coke and weed and shots of rum and vodka.
Yeah. No, he was a cool dude. I actually got to interview him along with one of the guys who was like the senior like producer for Diablo 1 and 2 for Blizzard. And they were both just kind of reminiscing about the games industry back then and all this. And we tried to steer the conversation towards Diablo and towards, but they were really just interested in kind of like the nostalgia and thing. And it was a great interview. It's on my podcast, Game Devs Quest. But anyway, I found him because he was going to be at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And I kind of got a feeling for how the company that does Torchlight did their email addresses. And I guessed his email address and I emailed him and I said, can I interview for my podcast? And he says, well, we're going to be doing a talk there. Why don't you just, talk to me afterwards and we'll connect. So I literally waited in line, at his little like signing booth thing. And it was like, hey, I'm the guy that emailed you. And then I sat there and talked to him for like 90 minutes.
Well, other people are like trying to get his signature.
We were kind of the last in line, but
okay.
like a couple of people came through and then they were like, well, we're going to need the space for other stuff. He's like, yeah, but we're just talking, And they're like, okay.
Give us the room.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. But
That's awesome.
I went up and talked to him right after. I was like, I'm this dude. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to be doing like signatures over here. So like, so we planned it so we would be last in line. And we kind of last line and we just sat right there, put up our microphones and chatted with both of those guys. So,
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
Portland Retro Gaming Expo is pretty cool. If anybody is ever from the area, like I know American Cosworth is in the area. I don't know if he's ever done it, but
it's been on my list to go to for the longest time. I've like had it scheduled to go to.
Yeah,
probably at least 3 times, and then every single time something comes up, like the birth of a child, or
yeah. Well, what's fun about it is it's a little bit more of like the showroom is the biggest part. There are some talks and stuff like that, but the showroom is the biggest part. But it's really almost more like a swap meet for like retro collectors.
Yeah,
so it's cool, and they have a whole arcade section of like retro arcade cabinets and stuff that's really fun. We went with our friends from cheerfulghost.com, and they're kind of a local like Northwest website and everything. They've made their own like sort of BBS style gaming board, I guess, with like some like reiterations of classic BBS games, including some like MMO style ones. And anyway, they get a booth there every single year, and so
people don't know MMOs until they've played a text-based MMO.
Yeah, and they made one. Cheerful Ghost made one. It's called it's called the White Wyvern or something like that. I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. Let me see. Tale of the White Wyvern. That's what it's called.
Steve probably remembers this one, Pimp Wars.
Yep. Oh yes, I
yeah. Is it Pimp Wars?
Pimp Wars.
Yes. That was an old BBS. Yeah, I used to work for a BBS a long time ago.
I used to play Legend of Red Dragon.
Legend of Red Dragon, and that's what Tale of the White Wyvern is based on.
Nice.
Tale of the White Wyvern is like a Red Dragon clone. So if you go to thewhitewyvern.com, it's a Red Dragon clone. And if you guys go to cheerfulghost.com/games, it's they did their best to do like a modern rendition of like a BBS games board. And they've got Tale of the White Wyvern, they've got Candy Box, which is kind of a reiteration of an old BBS game. They've got 14 games on there. It's pretty cool. So anyway, go check that out, because they tried to recapture some of those old BBS experiences.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, they were nice enough to have us there for Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and they did like a Mario Super Mario Bros. 3 speed run tournament. They did a Dr. Mario tournament. Lots of cool stuff at the booth there. It was like, I think about how much fun we had at PAX, and this was like way more low key than PAX.
It would have to be, yeah.
And we had a booth at it was like having a booth there, but like more low key even. But it was like the people that were there were like, they were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people at PAX that were like accidentally at PAX, I feel like.
Anyway. That'd be a fun video to go do.
Right?
Like all of us just go there and be like, hey, let's go check out old video. Oh, I remember playing this.
Exactly. I can't wait. I think they've put like the brakes on since, the world's been what it is. But I think when it's done, we would have a blast there. It would be fun.
It's only in Portland. It's not that far. We can all do it.
No, we went 2 days in a row. We drove there both days.
Yeah.
So, and we pitched in for our friends at Cheerful Ghost so they could, we pitched in for their booth and everything. And I think even just going as like a guest would be great. You just walk around and hang out. But it was kind of fun to have your little station, your little base. You have your bag over there with your water and your snacks.
We'll have a craft computing table, and he can show how to build a server for multi-gaming.
Well, the retro gaming PC he's working on right now would probably fit right in. So
yeah, I'm building what they call a retro rocket, where it's a slightly modernized but still native hardware retro PC.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's a retro PC running a retro operating system with all the modern conveniences. So faster graphics card, faster processor, more RAM, SSD, that kind of thing.
And the turbo button's still there.
Yeah.
No turbo button, unfortunately. Although
you have to have a turbo button.
That's only for 486 DX CPUs, like 33 and under.
Somehow have it connect to the SSD to slow it down to just disk speed, and then you hit it. Oh, the SSD goes into effect.
Right. I'm sure I could rate limit certain things. I know there's ways to undervolt, underclock, etc., and do that in software. I wonder if I could do that. And it's you want to play a 486 here? Just click this button, and the CPU will slow down this much. It's probably possible, but the problem with this retro build is I am so looking forward to it. I have so many cool things planned for it, and it is all working perfectly. But it's one of those videos that I don't know how it's going to perform on the channel, and so it might be I put so much time, effort, energy, and thought into it, and it gets 7,000 views, and it's oh shit.
Yeah, and then you could have just done Wish.com 2.0.
Right.
Yeah, got a million views. Whatever,
right.
Yeah. Something I'm passionate about.
Here's what you do. Here's what you do then. Here's what you do is you take that PC and then you go buy a Wish.com PC and then compare the two.
I don't know. That feels too obvious.
So I have almost everything together. I'm waiting on a couple of minor parts, but I have an ITX PC running native Windows 98 Second Edition. More RAM than you're supposed to have in the system to begin with. Dual channel even. It's got
8 gig.
It's got an NVIDIA 256 meg graphics card, which is way overkill for that generation. 16 megs is the minimum requirement for most games. And I've got this super cool case on the way that it's worth 3 times as much as the motherboard that I'm using for it.
What kind of case is it?
From Goodwill.com.
It is a machined aluminum case, and it is freaking gorgeous. And the whole case is 5 liters. So super, super tiny I'm going to fit this entire retro PC into.
Wait. So you're not going for the original look? You're going for more a streamlined?
I'm going for a modernized retro PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they had aluminum cases back then too. I mean, they had some.
Yeah,
they were expensive, but
they didn't. Have
they
that
did.
Small.
Yeah, Leon Lee and Silverstone were kind of famous for that, for doing the aluminum sides.
Thermatake had the Wave case, which was aluminum too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have the hardware tested. I'm just waiting for a couple more parts to come in so I can actually put the whole thing together. The case won't be here until mid-January though. So I've got the system running. I've been playing games on it, and it's freaking incredible. I played Thief for 2 hours the other night. Just I'm gonna play Thief.
Thief was great. The very first Thief was awesome.
Yeah, Thief and Thief 2. I've been jamming on those lately. The new Thief, don't even get me started. No. Sim Theme Park. I actually built a theme park and passed the first level and built a profitable park.
I remember that. I remember loving that game.
That was so much fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon was better.
It was.
Roller Coaster, yeah, that game.
Because
slaps.
It
was better, but I can ride my rides. So
no,
that's true. Yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon was fun because you would build the craziest stuff and then launch.
And you'd kill people, right?
Yeah. The most interesting thing about Roller Coaster Tycoon was the guy who wrote it did it in machine language.
Mm-hmm.
He did not is in C or
Mhm.
anything like that. It was
A
like
lot of games
metal.
back then.
It's
like,
all written
not
in
in the
assembly by like
90s.
one guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of like that was the weird thing about going to Portland Retro Gaming Expo was you would find these people who were creating retro games and they were literally writing it in assembly or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
doing machine language. And it was like, how are you managing to create something that feels this modern? And they're like, oh, it's just a lot of work. You know,
Yeah.
like,
It is a lot
okay.
of work. It is a ton of work. Look
Yeah.
at the coding for like those old like Atari games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's literally what they had to do. They had to
Yeah.
program to the bare metal of the Atari 2600.
Yep.
And that's like what a lot of these guys do at the Portland. And you look at them and they're releasing these games on Steam.
Yeah.
But it's like I should see if I could find some of those games and put them on the Discord or something, because some of them are like, you did this in assembly, like, and they're
Right.
like, yeah, anytime I have to make a change, it's a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Like, well, then
Yeah,
why
no doubt.
do it?
Yeah.
All of a
You
sudden,
know,
I have a
in the beginning,
2-character
you know, you
offset in
just,
every hexadecimal address, and it's
Yeah,
just
like-
mind numbing. Yeah.
You could just download Unity or Unreal. You know, like, even Game Maker Studio, you know, like you can make these games for free. You don't have to torture yourself.
Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
And that's part of
I
the
don't know.
point is what is the fun in that?
Wasn't
Like,
that,
I mean, yeah.
isn't that what
I
a
don't-
lot of like those guys, like, remember we met them at PAX, like Mega Cat Studios?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they were awesome.
Don't they do
guys.
some of that in assembly? Like,
so Mega Cat Studios, for those who don't know, they still make cartridge-based games for the NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, and a couple other consoles. I have, was it
Yeah, they sent
Coffee
you one.
Crushers, Coffee Crusaders,
Yeah,
something like
something-
that?
well, there was
Coffee
one, like,
Crusaders.
and there was
Yeah.
like a
Coffee Crusaders,
Medusa one too.
Yeah, there's a Medusa one for the NES. They're literally written with the SDKs for the original consoles, and
Yeah.
they'll play on the original consoles.
They
can also
gave
get
us
them on
We
Steam.
have a cartridge.
I have a Sega cartridge, right?
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
bring out a Sega and test that out.
So I do have a question for you guys. How much longer are we going to be on? Because I gotta go real quick.
You tell me, bro.
I had a lot of stouts, so tell you what,
We-
you guys carry it for like 3
We
minutes.
already drank this.
and I'll
This
be
I drank.
right back.
I'm
So-
already onto a Soleil. So what?
Okay.
Do I got to?
and the thing is, I'm the one who with the off switch, so you have to stay on the air for at least another 2 minutes. So
Oh, I got that in Morrowind talk for real.
Oh, please, dear
Oh,
God,
you're
no.
taking more wine.
What? What do
No.
you mean, please, dear God, no?
We know everything about Morrowind now.
I'd
The
rather
fact,
go
that, the
OD on
fact that you brought
Skooma.
it up means that we're still talking Morrowind just by me saying I don't want to talk about Morrowind.
Guys, listeners, what's wrong with these two?
I'm gonna OD on Skooma right now if you don't like it.
Oh my-
Okay, fair enough. Fine. We can talk
although,
about something
although
else.
Steve has like a plethora of swords in front of him right now.
I do actually. There's like swords and shields. Look at this.
Pull one up. Let's see it.
Look at this.
Whoa,
That
that's
shield
kind
right
of
there.
cool. That's more of a buckler.
It is a
really.
buckler.
Okay, that's fine.
Idiot.
What else I got?
That's a cane. That's a sword.
That's-
Careful, the other one's sharp. That's sharp.
Whoa!
Oh God, what's that?
I have 8 toes now. I lost 2 of them.
Oh,
There we
whoa!
go. Look at that. Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That looks like a Princess Bride sword or something.
It is the Zorro replica sword.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
The Antonio Banderas one.
No, Zorro the Gay Blade from the 80s.
Oh yeah, naturally.
There, the blade sword's there.
Oh, wait, this one looks
There's
kind of
that-
cool.
That one. That one.
This one's duck feet right here,
Yeah.
or dragon feet. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
It is cool. You got
Yeah.
cool stuff over there.
Shave.
That almost looks like it would be a powerful sword on Morrowind. You know?
that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
The
All right, I
second
can go
most
another 90
RPG
minutes now.
ever,
Let's go.
Skyrim. Get out of
you go for
here,
another one?
Rev.
Oh, you don't
Get
want to
outta
open
here.
the beers I bought then.
Why not?
They're
I'm just doing
big.
this. Y'all see this?
Okay, let's do it.
Soleil.
Soleil.
It's like 19%.
Knockoff
19.5.
LaCroix.
You know it. I spring for only the good stuff.
There's either a sand. That one is huge, I believe. If you want to, I'm not even done.
Wow, the chat is really invested in Morrowind, so I guess we should really steer the conversation over here.
What is it?
Rev calls it the second worst RPG
after
after Skyrim, which is like,
I told you.
like Skyrim is a fantastic game, but it
Rev,
depends on what you mean by RPG. Though.
bravo for the balls on you.
Depends on what you mean by RPG, because Skyrim's great, and from many perspectives, Skyrim is better than Morrowind. But from my perspective, it's not.
From my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, that's yeah, for sure. I can see that.
From my perspective, they're both the same game.
Yeah, I mean, not really, but you know, depends. Depends, you know.
They both take place on Morrowind if you bought all the DLC.
I have almost played Skyrim just as many hours as I have Morrowind. In fact, it might be more at this point. I have nothing against Skyrim.
You all right there, John?
I really don't.
Oh, Steve opened up another beer.
Yeah.
Because we've been splitting these beers the whole time.
Yeah.
So we went through our 3 already.
Yeah.
But
You opened the
John
Worldwide
brought
Stout
backups.
and didn't even announce it?
I tried.
We tried to, and we were all talking about Morrowind.
Hold up
just
the
shut up
beer
about
and just go like,
whale sperm and Morrowind.
You guys won't let me talk about my passions, okay? Now let me tell you about how they meet. Now,
But yeah, actually,
so it all begins in the
It
second
wasn't
era.
It was super, like, I tasted the bourbon, the barrel. Actually, I tasted a lot of the barrel.
Yeah.
A lot of wood.
it was okay. I kind of liked the moon pie one a little bit better, actually. It
No,
kind of.
I like that one a little bit better. I mean, I appreciated that one.
I mean, I like this. I liked it, but the moon pie one beat my expectations.
I feel like I
surpassed
should
my
open the
expectations.
Utopia just to like put an end to
Just
this debate.
pissed me off.
Just
Well,
to
you know
piss you
what?
off.
This one is stronger
This
than
one,
the
okay.
Utopia.
This one,
It is.
This one, okay. This one right here. I don't know if you can see this, but because it's fine print.
Barrel aged.
19%.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
19.5.
there it is.
19.5%.
What's that called?
Uh,
Something avarice?
Double Avarice
Nice.
Yeah.
by River North.
I like that.
19.5%. The night will end well, says John.
Oh yeah.
The night's gonna end well. It's only Wednesday night. It's only Wednesday night. I gotta go straight to the Soleil.
I actually like this
just-
better than the Worldwide Stout.
I drink a
Oh,
Now-
100%.
whoever sent us
100%,
this
yeah.
whoever sent us this Young Lion Brewing, the barrel aged blonde ale, that surpassed my expectations. Jeff gave me this Imperial Stout
Yes.
and this barrel aged blonde.
Yeah.
And I was like, barrel aged blonde, and Jeff was like, I purposely picked this out for you. I was like, okay, whatever. We'll
did.
see. And anyway, it was the best of the beers, and not that the Imperial Milk Stout was bad.
Right.
Not at
No,
all.
the
Not at all.
The wild or the barrel aged blonde. That one sounded like I would like to try that one. That would have been good to try.
It was good. It really reminded me of like a rock solid farmhouse ale.
Nice.
Like, yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'll send you a link to that one.
Yeah, no, I
Send it to
actually
you.
did go through like all of my beers today and go like, who would like what? Who can I give what? And then John was like, I need to give him the coal with the oyster, and then he freaking liked it. It's like,
I like
God,
I liked it
damn
too.
it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. Is that Jeff just doesn't like oysters?
Well, I think
But I
if
like
Jeff made
oyster
me drink
stouts.
That he has to drink the pickle beer that I gave him.
No, it's not how
Steve
this
and John,
works.
How close? How close?
It's
was
my
that
show,
beer
damn
that
it. If
you
I come on
drank
your
to
show, you can make me drink pickle beer.
How close was that oyster pale ale to an oyster stout? Because Jeff is saying he likes oyster stouts.
There was like almost zero oyster flavor in that oyster pale.
Like I've had oyster stouts that I can taste saltiness in,
Yeah.
there's a little oiliness
Yeah.
to it. Nothing really in that one.
Nothing really in that
See,
one.
we got completely different experiences then because my reactions on camera, and that was the briniest, saltiest,
Yeah.
nastiest thing I've ever put in my mouth.
That was one
that's
that
a
I
bad
I
jam,
was
man.
editing the beer review, and I was like, there is some gold in here. Everybody needs to see Jeff hating a beer here.
If you want to see Jeff how he actually is, not like on camera, but just like, you know,
Well,
get out the R2D2 script, as they say.
There literally needs to be a bloopers reel just for this video.
I've heard that
I'm
before,
pretty
that
sure I did.
that
so.
there needs to be supercuts of beers that I hate.
Well, and I've thought about doing that before. It's like maybe I can't.
I mean,
remember if
that
it-
actually that's not a bad like whole category on the YouTube page, like a playlist. of here's all of Jeff's beer reviews or that
Right.
he hates.
Right.
Or
It-
even like it's part of like the side, the future next channel, the second channel.
Yeah, but you usually pick stuff that you like, and like it's very rare that you find something that you like. I hate
Right. I usually
There's
pick
been a
things at the
few.
very
There's been
least that I'm
enough.
There's a
intrigued
few,
by.
but there's not that many.
I
Yeah,
would say,
you
yeah.
make those. You make those.
Probably
have
since
to-
this. Probably since the summer, there's been like 2 or 3 that he's just like, "What did I get myself
Yeah.
into?"
Yeah.
he has to purposely pick something out that he knows he's not going to like to fill that, to pad out that category.
Right.
Like, you
Because
have to try the pickle beer. You have to.
Well,
try
how
the
did he get the
brewery
oyster pail? Because
that was sent by. I have the name somewhere out in the garage.
I'll start writing down the videos. That you
It was
have.
from a guy who sent me a bunch of stuff from Tennessee, and honestly, every single beer that he sent me has been a hit so far. Like, I've liked all of them. And in fact, I've been
Except for
saving a couple of them for like some bigger videos because I want the beer reaction to be good in those videos.
I should give Jeff that coconut barrel aged beer that we had
Wait.
during the Christmas one from Martin House.
Oh, that one was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you consider, Jeff? Are you considering how the beer review hits with the video?
Yes,
Do you think about that?
I do. I
Well,
will.
he said I do. but
I will
didn't hear it.
I will oftentimes try to theme the beer with whatever the video is.
Wait.
So with your like retro PC build, you're gonna like have like some. You get some of John's 1990s.
I
Henry
have
Reinhardt's.
I have in my fridge from Three Magnets Brewing the Flux Capacitor beer.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Well,
That's
I
kind
mean,
of 80s though. That's kind of 80s. Yeah,
you did a retro beer.
Back to the past.
back to the yeah.
Back to the
okay.
future.
The last.
Yeah, but
the
I have
last-
actual past beer.
Yeah.
But
Right.
see, the last retro build that he did was just released the other day.
Yep.
What could go wrong? Retro PC build fail. And he drank a Fremont Brewing beer, and apparently it slapped. He only had good things to say about
Yeah.
it.
Sometimes
Fremont
I will
is
just
good.
drink what I feel like that day. Other times, if I have a beer where the name or the subject like merges, like you have to pair those. And so I've done. I'm trying to think of some of the thematic ones that I've done. None are coming to name right now, but
I mean,
or
I
to
hated
mind
him,
rather.
and I can't.
You
Think
know,
of
you know
any.
what beer I still really want to get, and it comes up every year, like on tech channels and beer stuff, is that Winoir beer.
Oh, the Windrar beer.
Windrar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Winoir, whatever. which is a real.
You know,
beer.
I
really
almost
wanna
need to
get
do
it.
that one
It's
for
like
the.
in Brazil or something like that, though, right?
But yeah, it's a free beer, but no, or you probably should pay for it, but it's free.
Yeah.
Every time you
I see
open it,
what you did
you
there.
gotta pay for this. Just click past it to drink it.
And no, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have the NFT. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that actually, that's one I want to try. I'd love to get, and that's like a. almost need to, like, keep a
Let's
full
see.
bottle of that.
For the Fractal Design Torrent case review, I did a Lagunitas Maximus Colossal. 200 millimeter fan, big. That's one tie-in that I did. Let's see. For the 1070 Galax to Katana, the single slot 1070, I did Lagunitas Little Something.
Oh, okay.
Slim,
Themed.
thin.
There you go.
Yep. So I do put thought into what beer I am drinking for some of the videos. Not all of them, but some.
So for the retro build, it's gonna be malt liquor.
Oh, oh yeah, you gotta do like Red Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something you
Red
would have
Dog.
drank back then.
Back then.
Yeah. Like Boone's or something.
I was 12.
It's the only thing I get my hands on, you know?
Today I'll be
No,
licking
no.
the bottom of a Bush beer.
Yeah, you gotta like leave a beer out, open in the sun, put a couple
Yeah.
of cigarette butts in it, and make it flat. And be like,
Or yeah,
when I
from your
was
parents'
12,
party
I found
from
this
the
in
night
a
before.
ditch.
Yeah. My dad couldn't finish this after mowing the lawn, so we're going to try it today.
There you go.
So yes, I do try pairing the beers with the theme of the video. Sometimes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes it's very vague because I have to work with what I have on hand.
I'm gonna keep that in mind going forward.
Yep.
With these videos.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm gonna.
You need to keep some gems in your back pocket and catalog them.
Well, here's the thing, Jeff. You keep. Do you keep some sort of list of beers you do, or are you just using Untapped, or what do you do?
Oh.
I brain big. No, I'm serious.
I saw you review some sort of database on your computer just in the video I'm doing. You're like, the last time I had one, it must. Actually,
do you know what I did? Do you know what I did? I pulled up YouTube Studio on my phone and searched for Crux. Because
it was
on YouTube Studio on the desktop, you cannot search contextually within a description, but on the mobile app you can. And so I grabbed my phone and went, Crux. When's the last time I had a Crux beer? Oh, look, it was 10 months. It was 323 days and 10 hours ago.
He literally narrowed it down to the hour.
Yeah.
I was like, the hell was that? I was like, was that Untapped? Is that so? How does he know?
No, that was YouTube Studio on the mobile app, because you can search video descriptions on the mobile app, but for some freaking reason, since the new YouTube Studio came out, you can't do it on the desktop anymore.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe we got to put together a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to find the common themes. We're gonna have to start narrowing this down for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I can just tell we're at 60.
My most epic server ever. This is a really good one. In which I put 3 Titan X Pascals. Was Treehouse Brewing Very Green.
Oh, I thought it would have been by Epic Brewing.
It could have been by Epic, but no, I didn't have anything by Epic. But I put 3 NVIDIA Titan X's into it, and so I went with the Treehouse Very Green.
Oh, okay, because NVIDIA Green. Yeah.
Aha!
Team Green, yeah.
Right. Like I said, sometimes it's very loose, but it's there.
There's some tangential explanation
right
in there someplace.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Rhett needs to, like, every quarter, like,
running out of things to die, TrueNAS motherboard replacement. The thumbnail said failure comes in 3s. From Surly Brewing Company, it's Dumpster Fire 2020. Like,
you should just film your beer reviews back to back to back, and then just slap them at the end of some beer review.
That would be a better idea. Actually,
why is Jeff's clothes different?
You should just do one day a year. You do.
You just like and then the very last beer review.
You're just like
just crack 12 open and go.
Beer's like the best ever.
Yeah.
These are all the beers I save for special occasions, and the special occasion never came up, so I'm going to drink them all today.
That's literally like Jason's New Year's End party, and at the last one, Jeff's just a, bleh. By the way, I fixed this RTX 3090.
Should we do that as a Christmas in July stream?
All bourbon barrel aged stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't drank this all year, so let's open it now.
Right. Because there's nothing like a bourbon barrel aged stout on a 95-degree July day.
Hey, I thought so.
And
right?
John has to wear the Santa suit too.
Right.
Passes out from just overheating.
Someone asked way earlier on if the strip club still delivers beer in Portland. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to PDX.
A friend told me yes, they still do.
Yeah, friend.
Oh,
that friend being John.
Brett, Steve.
I didn't say anything.
Jebediah?
Exactly. No.
We targeted you as the weak link very quickly.
There's also the bikini baristas. There's, I mean, we've got a lot of famous establishments here in the PNW.
Yeah.
And famous local establishments.
Yes. Yes. All right. So I shouldn't send you the 2013 Bourbon County Barrel Stout for the Haswell refresh video. Ooh.
Oh, you can send that to me, Scott.
Oh, yeah, you can still do that.
Oh, wait,
is that
the no, is the 13, was it the 13 or 14 that was spoiled? I don't remember. Skull, you'll have to tell me on that.
I'll
one.
take it. I don't care.
I mean, I'll still drink it.
Wasn't that
Skull? Here's the thing. You're
Wasn't
gonna have to
that
consider
17?
2022. Who's going to be
17?
picking
I
up?
thought it was 17.
Who's going to be picking up Jeff's mail in 2022? It's not going to be Jeff. It's going to be me. So
It might be you. I may trust you with that key,
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Mr.
Feeling
Full-time
pretty-
contract employee as of February 1st.
Feeling pretty good about it. So y'all send whatever you want me to have to that. This is a great plan. Whatever you want me to have goes to that PO box.
Honestly, if you send one beer, you have to send two now because Rhett's going to be drinking behind the camera from now on.
As soon as I get back into the car after picking up that mint. No, I'm kidding.
Jeff, we were both wrong. It was the 2015.
Skull says 14.
Was it?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, and I believe Skull because you guys are idiots.
13 was the
So-
12-ounce bottles. And I do remember that.
The tiny ones.
Yeah.
And I believe Skull because he joined the Zoom call on time.
He was on before both of you.
He was. He said, well, Jeff, I'm here just in case you need to do your testing and get everything squared away.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Novella Hub says Rhett will be Jeff's secretary, among other duties. Yes.
Worse.
Get me some coffee, boy.
Whatever. Coffee's great.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kraft.
Coffee stout is better.
Coffee stout.
Yeah, please accept this coffee
This
stout. If
beer's
you-
flat.
I'm
Give me
sorry.
another.
It's the Vader from Gilgamesh Brewing. You
Gilgamesh?
there's a beer for
You trying to
everybody.
kill me?
But it's a delicious coffee stout, sir. Please. Anyway. Red is paid with beer. Yeah, for sure.
Among other things, yes.
For sure.
Mostly money.
Because he likes Rainier, it's super cheap.
Yeah, it's easy. He can give a 24 pack. It's like,
Shit, I have to keep Rainier in stock, don't I?
Well, that was the one thing you should have seen Zachary said when he did his super chat right at the top. His $500 super chat. And I was like, wow, dude, thank you so much. And he goes, well, I got to keep you in Rainier.
Yes, so for those who don't know, Rhett will be actually working in studio for me starting in February. I am very much looking forward to this. We are shooting for one hell of a 2022 here on the channel, and that all starts with number 1, getting me a little bit of help here around the studio. Number 2, cranking out the videos and keeping the content as high, if not higher. So,
you know what's crazy? What it feels like how much more videos Jeff puts out when I just text him. I'm like, how's that shoot coming, bro?
I was just getting on that shit. Where's my camera?
As Jeff was in his underwear playing some Motocross Madness 2.
Might have been.
Nobody-
allegedly.
Oh, crap.
Nobody is gonna see this, but this cracks me up in the video I'm editing right now. He's like, how am I gonna test this? And
I
he
already
goes,
know.
I think I'm gonna have to. He's literally sitting the entire time. He's like, how am I gonna test this? He goes, I think I'm gonna have to go outside, which means I'm gonna have to put pants on. And he stands up to turn the camera off. And he had pants on, but they were very cute.
They were flannel Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Comfy as hell.
I wear pajama bottoms all day because I work from home.
I showed up at your house today. You were in pajama bottoms, and it's like,
That's
I
exactly
feel like
right,
I'm
yeah.
home.
Yeah. I'm trying to make you
here's
feel
the thing.
welcome.
Here's the thing, Steve. I went to go get my beer today, and I thought, well, okay, Jeff's running a little bit behind. Maybe I'll go park over where I think Steve lives. Because the only time I saw where you lived was when we picked you up for PAX. It was like dark out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So from Jeff's old studio, do you live like? If I'm facing Jeff's
which
studio,
old studio?
the
Are you
old,
talking what, his in-laws?
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's like a block away from
Kitty
my house.
corner.
but like to the left
Yeah.
or to
Right.
the left,
To the
the right.
To north.
South.
north.
South of the in-laws house. Yes.
South.
That doesn't help me at all.
Like-
I have no idea.
Yeah.
what that
Like an eighth of a mile south.
If you were hanging out there, you were like 2
Yeah.
minutes away from my house.
I
Yeah.
was very surprised because I was just driving around killing time. I was very surprised that I remembered where that was, first of all, because I was just like, I'll just drive and see what happens. And I got there and I was like, now where does Steve live? I'm just like driving around.
You were a block and a half away.
Somebody's gonna call the cops, you know. So I got onto the loop where the old studio
which I
was,
did
and
successfully
looked around.
walk to his house a couple of times after streams, and at least once I had to get help from his neighbor to get back.
Yeah.
I remember.
That was a fun night. Yeah.
I remember some of those old Ready Room.
I
chats
also
where it was
forgot her
like-
name.
That was Beth.
It was Beth. Yeah, I know that.
What a kind lady.
At least I
do
know
kinda
that
remember some of those old Ready Room chats where it was like, "Hey, can I just walk over?" Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
the
up.
best-
Yeah.
those were the best nights.
Those were so good.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Simpler time. Remember
Oh,
when we
yeah.
could see each other?
Oh yeah, remember we could just drink as much as we want and just walk back home. I mean, stumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Guys,
So
someday this will all be over. We can all just get back together. We'll be drinking beers. We'll be talking shit. It's gonna be. It's
And
gonna be
finally,
the
my fridge can be empty of all of the stuff I've been saving.
naturally.
You haven't poured that out yet?
What do you think I'm here for? I'm gonna help you dump this stuff.
One last
I'm-
question.
All I
I-
need is for John to have a couple ponies of pumpkin beer again, and it'll be like nothing bad ever happened.
One last
Oh,
question, and then we will call this a night. Sheerman Design wants to know, hey, Jeff, where's that Xbox PC build? Got time to finish it with more on board now? Actually, I was looking for some projects this week, and that one landed in my lap, and I went, do I have time to finish designing and mounting this? Because the issue with the Xbox PC is the mounting of the motherboard wound up being a little bit more complex than I originally anticipated. Shocker, I know. I have like 80% of the part that I need to 3D print designed. Part of the problem when I promised this build is I didn't have a 3D printer, and the project ended up needing one to like make a proper backplate for the entire thing, because it has to be 100% custom. There's no way to do it otherwise. And so, long story short, I bought a Prusa Mark III's Plus and then started designing a rear plate to replace the Xbox One S plate that came off the back. I actually do have it all laid out in CAD, but that right now is still just a working theory because I suck at CAD. But yes, that is on my agenda. It is something that I plan on doing probably very soon in the new year. I would say no later than Valentine's Day, which puts it at almost a year after I promised the build, but at least I'm going to finish it. Hey, it took less time than the Post Malone build. So there you go.
Excellent.
All right.
Guys, it is 10:30 on the MF and dot here. We couldn't have timed it any better than that.
I think this has been a great show. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for watching episode 215 of Talking Heads here on Craft Computing every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time right here on YouTube. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, as Peter McKinnon would tell you to do. Subscribe to Craft Computing if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to Hops and Brews if you like the beer content around this channel. Sometimes the three of us are over on that channel. In fact, most recently tasting the strongest drink in the world.
It was pretty strong. It was pretty
The
bad.
strongest beer. It was pretty bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
Am I the
I
only
went
one that
first.
like mildly enjoyed that?
No, I thought I was being pranked. I was like, is this god awful? And everybody's looking at me like it was so funny. And I was like, oh, why did I go first? I don't know what to say. They're pranking me right now.
What's funny is I came up going, I was expecting worse. Like
Yeah.
I legitimately went, that's not the worst thing I've ever put into my mouth. It's not the best.
I'm a
but-
very open-minded connoisseur, and
Yeah.
it was far worse than I thought. It was far worse.
It
than
was
I
not good.
prepared
It was not
for.
good.
It's not good.
Like, I'm glad that I have that experience tucked away. Very
Yeah.
happy, in honor of my ancestors who stirred beer in shitholes, in the ground with wooden paddles. But whatever.
In the snow, uphill both ways. Oh, sorry.
Exactly. I'm glad it's over though.
Yes. We have moved on since then. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this one. Make sure to check us out every single Wednesday night. We will be on next week. I think. I don't know who will be on yet, but we'll find someone.
We'll figure it out.
And as always, we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Grab your sword and keep on adventuring.
Buckle up.